Usually when I have an idea, usually when we start these things, I have maybe some idea of who it might be. Huh, we can look at that later. I never really investigated that, did I? Alright, let's begin our investigation. Find out who killed Kyoko and Ibuki.
Something like this!
So it happened once again. Two of my cherished friends died at the same time. I cannot believe it.
How cruel!
This is the place where Ibuki sang for Fuyuhiko. Kyoko looked like she was having so much fun listening to her music. And now those two are no longer here. Ah, such a tragedy. I understand how you feel, but please get a hold of yourself. Two of our friends were killed. That's all the more reason we can't just leave this alone, right?
So just as I thought.
You must not do this then, for the sake of the two who have fallen. If only I noticed sooner, Ibuki might have been saved. Hey, when did you realize Ibuki was missing? After leaving Nagito's room, I went to the on-call room, and that's when it came to me. I should check on how everyone in the hospital is doing one more time before I go to sleep. And so I went to the patient rooms and noticed Ibuki was gone. So I quickly ran out of the hospital. So that's what happened. Then I saw Fuyuhiko in front of the hospital, so I asked him if he could help me look for Ibuki. That reminds me, where were you? I thought you were resting in the lobby. That's a long story. Sorry, it's not like I doubt you or anything. There's no way I doubt you because you've been together since this morning. Right. We're together until you went to the on-call room. That's right. You were together until just a little before the morning Monokuma announcement. So I don't doubt you, I'm telling the truth. Is it alright if I continue with my autopsy? If you talk to me again later, I'll tell you what I know. So please spare my life at least. How happened to not doubting me? Becomes account added. About how we were there before the Monokuma announcement. Broken machine. The shattered remains of a machine are spread all over the floor. Huh.
I see.
This appears to be the surveillance camera unit.
This, too,
Kazuichi
must
put
be
in
the will of causality.
Kazuichi put in the music venue for communication purposes. Why is it destroyed like this? Perhaps criminal psychology is at play here. What do you mean?
Well?
Even if they know they are not being recorded, there's no way the killer would tolerate committing a murder in front of a camera.
Fine.
So that's why they destroyed the camera. Seems plausible enough. They'd hesitate to murder someone in front of a camera. That's why the killer destroyed this? Then, what was that thing I saw? Surveillance camera unit has been added to the truth bullet section of the handbook. Is it possible they could take recordings? Because then Ibuki's death could have been way before everyone else's. Why do I get text messages right as I'm streaming? Oh. Apparently one of my friends is also streaming. He's streaming Cuphead, apparently. Even I'm more horrified of my power. Of the eye of the Overlord. What the heck is this?
Nature, the collective will of the world.
You stupid fool. I cannot believe you haven't noticed that aberrant thing. Pitiful humans, they refuse to lift their heads up for fear of doubting the authenticity of the blue sky. Lift my head up? Does it mean that there's something up there? Up where? Hey, are you okay? Are you still not feeling well? Yeah, I don't really get it, but when I think about Nekomaru, it's like my knees start shaking.
That's weird.
There's no way I've got that kind of weakness. Probably go away if I battled a strong dude, but Nekomaru's not here. Nekomaru will definitely come back. You're right. Now I think about it, if we look at the map, yeah, Nekomaru is the next off. Also, where's, what's-his-face? Can't remember. Did he run out? I think.
Hajime.
This might be impudent of me to ask, but will you listen to what I have to say?
Hey.
You heard that you witnessed the incident from the very beginning, right? So what? Can you provide me with a summary of the incident? I need to reach the truth behind this incident for the sake of dedicating my body to an even greater hope. No.
Wow.
Why? Don't make me repeat myself. No. This guy just wants to confuse us. There's no way I'm going to tell him what he wants to know.
How
I
unfortunate.
see. That's disappointing.
Damn right.
Hey, Hajime, take a look at this. What?
Huh?
Look what's in front of the door. This is a drumstick, right? It looks like it's broken. What happened to it?
Like...
If something like that is in front of the door, you think it might be a really big clue? Why would this be a clue?
Hey!
Remember when he came to the music venue? It was locked. It won't open. If it won't open, the only thing to do is force our way through. And I wonder if that's going to be possible. But out of the four of us, two of us are girls, you know? Doesn't matter if you can do it or not. We have to try. Let's go. We're all charged at the same time. Ready, set, go! At full equal signal, we charge into the door at full force. Bam. The door is locked when you try to go inside, and the four of us charge into the door. But when I examined it, I found out that this door doesn't have a lock at all. Huh?
I get it.
The door is designed to be pushed open, and this is the shape of the handle. If a stick was used to bar the door here, well, don't you think it would lock the door and keep it from opening? I mean, you think that this drumstick was used to lock the door. The broken drumstick on the floor in front of the door should be proof of that. Then how's the killer able to get out?
Huh?
I mean, the music venue doesn't even have windows. This door is the only entrance. If they locked the door from the inside, the killer wouldn't be able to escape outside.
Like...
Maybe. The killer was still inside when you broke down the door of the music venue. And they waited until we were already at the scene of the crime to join us? That sounds familiar from Danganronpa 1.
I get it.
You know, don't they use tricks like that in a lot of mystery dramas and stuff? If that's the case, there might be evidence of that around here somewhere.
Damn it.
Alright, I'm definitely gonna find it. I won't let the killer get away with this. The killer was still inside when you broke down the door to the music venue, huh? Like I said, that might be possible, but
I've listened to the whole story.
I've heard what you two were discussing. Jackie, that was a kind of cool entrance.
Well,
Besides the broken drumstick, I've also discovered something interesting. What is it?
see?
Look, there's a weird glob on the right and left door touch. Where the right and left door touch. See? Right. What is this? It looks too firm to think it's rubber.
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't look like rubber, but as she said that, Chiaki bent down, scraped off the semi-transparent glob with her finger. What? Are you putting it in your mouth? It smells like workshop chemicals. Workshop? And this chewiness. I see. This thing may be a glob now, but it doesn't mean it was a glob from the start. For instance, if it was originally a liquid that hardened into this, it might be possible to apply it directly and smoothly in the gaps of the door. What are you talking about? As I thought, it tastes nasty. Jackie spat the glob out of her mouth and left the area. Besides that bit about the taste, is it okay to consider this some kind of... It's okay to consider this some kind of clue, right? Semi-transparent glob that is sticky, I guess. Guess I have to click on the stage. Yep. Hey look, a candle. There's a massive candle positioned near the front of the stage. The dull light in that video must have been coming from this candle. A candle this huge might be perfect for lighting, but they didn't need to bother using a candle. They could have just used the normal stage lighting. Truth will obtained. But why? With her arms crossed and a thoughtful look on her face, Chiaki was silently staring at the stage floor. Did something drop on the floor there? Nothing dropped, it's just dirty. Dirty?
Hey, hey.
See? Take a close look at the floor.
See?
If you look closely... Right, there's a smudge as if something was wiped off. Wait, this isn't something. Is this a bloodstain?
Yep.
Well, a bloodstain isn't strange. Kyoko's neck was slashed not far from here.
But still.
Rather, what's strange is, why did the killer try to hide it? Hide it?
So...
If they weren't trying to hide it, they wouldn't have bothered wiping it off. The reason the killer wiped off the bloodstain. long as the body is nearby, there's no way they'd be able to conceal the crime by wiping off a bloodstain. So, what was the killer trying to hide? Smudge. Yoko's body is suspended against the pillar on the side of the stage. She's wrapped against the pillar with duct tape, and she looks like she was forced to stand upright. Damn it, who did this? According to the Monokuma file, her cause of death was a slit throat. Her neck looks like it stopped bleeding. It's probably because of the duct tape wrapped around it. Why is Hyoko's kimono like this? Her kimono's all disheveled. Also, her sash is tied in the front. Did the killer do this too? Huh. When did the killer kill Hyoko? When I first discovered Ibuki's body, I didn't see Hyoko's body here. If that's the case, Hyoko was killed. It must have been during the time I was getting everyone before I came back here. But that was barely 10 minutes. Is it really possible that the killer killed Hyoko and taped her up in such a short amount of time? Even if it is possible, whoever did it would have had a narrow window of time to do so. Because a killer must be someone who doesn't have an alibi during that time, right?
Hey!
Hajime, do you have a minute? No, you're in the way.
Now.
I don't wish to be in your way at all, but there's something I really need your help with. Help?
Actually...
If you look closely, there's an unnatural shape bulging from inside Hyoko's kimono. So I was thinking she might be hiding something. Wait, hold on. Don't tell me you want to search inside Hyoko's kimono.
Huh?
That's exactly it.
Why?
Well, it would have been a promise she was still alive, but she's dead now, you know? Don't mess with me. Are you saying that there's no problem now that she's dead? But fine, if you don't want to do it, I'll just have to ask someone else.
Hey!
Akane!
Yo!
What's up?
Hey.
Well, there's something I want you to do for me. Looks like there's something inside Hyoko's kimono, so can you feel around for that?
What?
I don't really understand, but I gotta check Hyoko's kimono, right?
Thanks.
Thank you, Akane. Helping each other is such a wonderful thing.
Now then.
Let's see. Akane reached through the duct tape, finding Hyoko as she stuck her hand inside her kimono.
That's weird.
Damn it, she's tied up so tight I can't really reach with my hand. Oh wait, hold on.
Yo!
There's something. Is this what you're looking for? Is this a key?
Perhaps...
Looks different than the keys to the cottage, so this may be the key to her motel room. The key to her motel room, huh?
But...
If her key was so deep inside her kimono that it'd be hard to remove, then it's very unlikely that the killer tampered with this evidence.
Isn't that right?
Because if this is a trap, they would have put it more towards the front of her kimono so we notice it easier. Which means we can conclude this is something Hyoko had with her all along. I'm guessing there's going to be a theory they broke into the motel, took her body here, and then taped it to the wall. But if she had it, there's no way that could have happened. Had a key. Also, it's not like I'm adding to that or anything. You look like you were curious about the condition of Hyoko's body, right, Hajime? Of course. That's why I'm investigating. It's true there are several mysteries regarding her body. Well, just hear me out for a second. Of all those mysteries, what I think is the strangest is...
See?
the way they wrapped her body with duct tape. It's almost like they were trying to hide the wound on Hyoko's neck. Don't you agree? Hide the wound on her neck? I don't really know if that was her true intention, but I guess it's a big help for our investigation. The reason for the low volume of blood is because the duct tape is acting as a compress, right? If her body was left alone after her throat was slit, the surrounding area would be a sea of blood. A sea of blood, huh? 2 dead bodies floating in a sea of blood. That's enough to make anybody faint. The noose. It's the rope that was tied to the baton lighting on the ceiling. Ibuki hanged herself with this rope and died. From what I can tell, it looks like a regular length of rope with no unnatural features. But despite the fact this music venue has a storage room, there shouldn't have been any rope in there. Which means, was it obtained from the supermarket? Did the killer bring it from there? That means anybody could have obtained this rope, and it means it'd be difficult to use this as a clue. I wonder if that's true. Huh? Oh, I just noticed a little something. Is it okay if I confirm it?
Hey!
Excuse me, Mikan, do you have a moment? What's happened? There's something I want to ask you. There's no doubt Ibuki's cause of death is being hanged by this rope, right? Yes, she had no other external injuries, so there's no doubt she died from hanging herself.
I see.
See, so Ibuki died by hanging herself. It was obvious from the moment we discovered the body. You might not have seen it, but we all saw that she hanged herself. You're right, yep, I got it. So this rope won't be much of a clue. Then I might as well search another place. Jeez, as usual, I have no idea what he's up to. Rope used for hang has been added. Ibuki's body lay atop the stage. She's wearing the hospital gown she was wearing when she was sick. What's this on Ibuki's feet? I didn't notice when she was hanged, but the soles of her feet are dirty. It's blood, right? But there shouldn't be any external injuries on Ibuki. If that's the case, this blood belongs to someone else. Yeah, I'm thinking Hyoko probably died first, and then Ibuki in this case.
Damn right.
Hey, Hajime, can I talk to you for a sec? Hey, everybody's working together, huh? You already discovered the body before you met up with us, right? Yeah, at first I didn't know it was Ibuki because of that hemp bag, though. But I knew right away she was dead since she was hanging from that rope.
Like...
Which means Ibuki must have died before Hyoko was tied up.
well,
That helps. There's no time of death written in that Monokuma file this time. So I wasn't really sure who died first. It's true, their estimated time of death wasn't written in the Monokuma file this time. But I should know when Ibuki died because I personally saw it. That video, Ibuki was climbing the stepladder on her own, so right after that... Wait, hold on. If Ibuki climbed that stepladder and died right after, does that mean she committed suicide? No, that's impossible. Because even if Ibuki committed suicide, it doesn't explain Hyoko's death afterward. Two different deaths happened at the same time. There's no way that's a coincidence. Stepladder. The stepladder is tipped over on its side. This must be the stepladder that Ibuki used in the video I saw. Isn't that a bloodstain?
See?
Look there, around the left side of the stepladder. As I recall, Ibuki didn't have any external injuries. If that's the case, then it must be Hyoko's blood.
Yep.
That's the only thing I can think of. A bloodstain that probably belongs to Hyoko is on the left side of the stepladder. What does it mean? Let's see. It's possible that because Ibuki was... Like, I'm going to theorize. What happened was, Ibuki was gullible or whatever, so she's willing to do whatever anybody said. I'm going to assume that Hyoko probably told her to kill herself, so she did. And then afterwards, she got snuck up from behind and had her throat slit, which is why there's blood there and blood on the stepladder. That's my guess. Assumption. Off of the small amount of evidence we have right now. There's a black curtain hanging from the far side of the stage. This curtain, it's not wide enough. It can't reach from one edge of the stage to the other.
Huh?
It's not really a full-length curtain. This curtain wasn't originally here, right? If it was, it's strange that it doesn't fit properly. It was probably obtained from the furniture section of the supermarket. See, the back of the curtain is taped for temporary use, just like the curtain at the supermarket. So you're saying someone took the time to actually bring that curtain from the supermarket?
So...
If they went that far, this was probably something that the killer really needed for this crime. Why did they need it? Who knows? Well, it wouldn't be a mystery if the answers came easy. I am curious about that curtain. How exactly is it a clue? I don't really get it. Let's see. This looks like the venue's AC unit. That's right. You might be able to adjust the hot air in the music venue with this. Alright, I should mess around with it a little, like so. It's running as a heater, over 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Now I know why it's so damn hot. Better turn off the heater now. That should cool things off a little. So somebody also set the temperature to stupid hot. There's a control panel on the wing of the stage. It means you can use this control panel to raise and lower the baton lighting on the ceiling. In fact, you use this to lower Ibuki's hanged body. Speaking of the lighting, the video of the music venue I saw had a dim candlelit ambience to it, and didn't look like this lighting was used at all. Why didn't they use this lighting? Is there some reason it would inconvenience them?
So you have
see.
appeared.
So you noticed too. Huh? Noticed? So you didn't notice. Are those eyes just little glass balls? Take a good look at the baton lighting above your head. Have you not noticed that aberrant item? Look at the baton lighting? You mean that? There's something that looks like black paper stuck to the baton lighting. So you finally noticed. But I can't really see it from here. I should lower the baton lighting one more time, and
I can see it!
there is no need.
Go, my 4 dark devas of destruction!
Go, Mirage, Golden Hawk, Jumpy. Now is the time for you to take flight. Feast your eyes upon the brave souls of my 4 dark devas of destruction. A hamster launched itself from Gundam's hand and ran up to the baton lighting on the ceiling in a flash. Impressive. It started running around the stuck slip of paper in rapid circles. And then the paper fluttered downward and was deftly caught by Gundam. Did you see that? Behold the power of the ultimate evil eye wielder.
Wow!
Oh, that's amazing. I've never seen a hamster do tricks.
How pitiful.
They're my 4 dark devas of destruction. Hamsters are merely their temporary form. Hey, how's it going, Tammy? So, what's with that paper?
Fine.
It seems to be some kind of thick paper, though it does not have any special spells inscribed to it. Doing good? I'm doing pretty good too.
It was close.
It appears it's nothing useful. No, that's not it. There's no doubt this is some kind of clue. I mean, the fact that we're stuck in a place like that, no matter how we think about it, is too unnatural. I don't know what it could be. Scrap of thick paper. Was there any other clues here? Oh, the hemp bag. You lied about the reason you love this chapter? Ibuki had a hemp bag on her head and was hanging from the ceiling. But why did she have a hemp bag on her head? Wait, huh? That hemp bag. Upon further inspection, there's a Monami decal on the fabric. Looks like this isn't just a normal bag. It's one from the movie theater. That was made of very shitty materials. Any other clues? No, I don't think so. I should have investigated Candle already. Yeah, you did. Okay, I think we have to investigate the staff room now. Yeah. You lied about the reason you loved the chapter? The real reason was that Hyoko died? There's a door that says staff only. Looks like the inside is a storage room. Might as well investigate in here too. The only problem is, now aside from Nagito, we're left with all characters that I actually kinda don't want to die. That's the only problem I have with this chapter now. Because with her gone, everybody is at least nice. I would have said that yesterday, but you didn't got to that part. Haven't gotten that part. Well, that's good. You avoided spoiling me on that. Clever trick. You got me. You can see your whole body in this huge full-length mirror. It's probably used for checking costumes. With a mirror this big, it'd be easy to check how you look. I wonder if that's a clue. Probably not, but who knows. Stickers. There's a lot of stickers with the venue's logo placed here. Looks like they made a bunch of them and had too many left over. Feels a little depressing. Huh. Compared to last time, it feels like there are less stickers than before. Am I overthinking this? There's a lot of different musical instruments lined up here. I know about guitars and drums, but there are also instruments and machines I've never seen before. But they don't look like they pertain to the case. Shadows. There's carpeting, wallpaper, and paint on the shelf. It's probably used for stage decorations. This thick black paper that's folded up on the lower shelf. It looks like wallpaper. There are a lot of stickers pasted all over the front side of this wallpaper. And this edge of the wallpaper looks a little torn, but what does this mean? The wallpaper was somehow used, but we don't know how yet. Nagito, did you come here to investigate the storage room too? I just wanted to confirm what you were thinking. Is that it? Or is he trying to stand guard here?
Hey.
So how about it? Did you find any clues? I tipped over the tipped over step ladder on the stage, the duct tape binding Hyoko. that probably all came from the storage room. There might be other things from the storage room that they use for the crime. You always pretend to give me hints, but in the end, you're just going to be on the killer's side, right? I'm not siding with the killer, you know? I'm on the side of whoever acts in the name of hope. That's all there is to it. But that's the main reason why this case is really special. Huh?
Man.
But I can't say for certain, though. What's this guy saying? As usual, he's not making any sense.
Hajime.
By the way, Hajime, I still don't quite understand the details of what happened.
Right?
Hey, if you can explain it to me in detail, I think I'd be able to give you some more useful information. Really? Might end up confusing us again instead. You don't want to find the truth, you just want to make us suffer.
How mean.
That's not true. I'm doing this because I believe it's for everyone's sake. Oh well. For the sake of everyone's hope, I'll gladly become the enemy, and I won't even mind when I die.
Damn it.
That's the main reason why. I can't overlook this case this time. Huh? What does that mean? Regardless, I guess you're not going to tell me, huh? Then it can't be helped. I guess I'll just rely on my gut feelings. Gut feelings?
Hey.
You should come by later, too. I'll go there first and wait for you. Where exactly are you talking about? Well, obviously the movie theater. After he said that, Nagito walked out of my sight. Who are the sane people in here? Movie theater? I had this sudden interest in the movie theater. I guess that's everything important in the storage room. I guess I should go back to the music venue. The sane people in here would definitely be Hajime, obviously. Alright, with this, we might be close to finished investigating this music venue. Sonia is pretty much sane, I think. Unless, for whatever reason, she has some ulterior motive. Chiaki is the one taking initiative now. Nagito, 100% insane. Gundam, I feel like he's just trying to be a... There's like a term for it. It's in like... Where they just act like a little kid or whatever. It's like Chunbi or whatever it's called. That's basically Gundam. It's like it feels like he's just doing it to be cool and doesn't actually have any bad ulterior motives. Akane is just... Well, she's not evil, at least. She just doesn't have good decision-making skills. And Fuyuhiko is actually taking responsibility. So the only person here who I'd say is probably not sane would be Nagito for sure. But what do I know? Somebody could always be completely different, like when we discovered Pekko's true identity. Anyway, moving on. Oh yeah, Mikan. She's normal, she's just very shy. But I still need to talk to Mikan. I need to make sure I get those autopsy results from her. Autopsy. How about it, Mikan? Have you found anything by now? To tell you the truth, it's been very inconclusive.
You got it wrong!
But it's not my fault. This music venue is just too hot. Because of the heat, I can't estimate the time of death. Because of the heat? Is that possible? If the body is overexposed to heat or cold, you won't be able to determine a precise time of death. Fuyuhiko and Pekko remind you of Toko and Byakuya, but Fuyuhiko and Pekko have a mutual relationship. I wouldn't really say they have that kind of relationship. Because Toko and Byakuya is kind of a one-sided love affair. If the body is overexposed to heat or cold, you won't be able to determine a precise time of death. I see. That might have been the killer's goal, whereas like... Where Fuyuhiko and Pekko was like... Toko and Pekko sound the same? Game theory? I don't think they sound the same. Toko, at least, Toko, not Genocide Jack, or Jill. Sounds more like Chiaki than anybody. The names sound the same? Oh, the names. I mean, you got half of it, I guess. They covered up their time of death using the heater to make the inside of the music venue hot. But that's weird.
But...
Even if this heat is the killer's doing, is there any reason for them to cover up the time of death? I agree, as long as I saw it, should be clear what order the murders occurred. First it was Ibuki, then Hyoko. But what if it was the other way around? As long as this is an imitation murder, there shouldn't be any mistaking the order of the murders. Huh? Imitation murder?
Huh?
Huh? You don't know, Hajime? I thought everyone already knew.
See?
It's a murder where the killer uses a creative work, like a song or a film, as an outline for the killings. It's so common in detective novels, mangas, and video games that you start to get annoyed by it. How would an imitation murder be related to this murder? Well, based on the killing order and the way they were killed, it's clearly an imitation of that movie. That movie?
Good instincts.
The assumption is an imitation murder is the reason why the killer killed two people. The goal was an imitation murder. Even so, why did they feel the need to do something like that?
Do you have a minute?
Excuse me. If this was really an imitation of that movie, then is it possible that one more person might have been killed?
This
We are missing
too
somebody.
must be the will of causality.
It's certainly conceivable if the killer wishes to complete the imitation. Hold on a sec. What are y'all talking about in imitation murder? One more person might have been killed? Are you guys worried there's gonna be another victim? Then no worries. These get out of hand too fast if a bunch of people could get killed at once. I'm a real cautious fella, so I prepared a perfect countermeasure. Ahem. On this killing school trip, the same Blacken can only kill a maximum of 2 people.
Huh?
You mean you've added another rule?
Yep.
Well, if killing everyone at once is okay, then Blacken would be able to secure an easy victory, right? This new rule will prevent that. Make sure you slam it into your tiny brains. If it is a maximum of 2 people, then will there not be any more killings? Since you're here anyway, can I ask you one more thing? You know, I just want to confirm one of the class trial rules. I see. As expected of you, you're very strict about games.
Perhaps.
I don't want to consider this a possibility at all, and I don't even want to think someone would do this. If 2 cases occur at once, what happens if there are 2 killers?
So...
Like I said, I'm talking about the possibility that Ibuki and Yoko were killed by 2 different people. That would mean that 2 killers exist at the same time, but we can only vote for one person, right?
I am concerned.
We can only choose based on the majority vote. The other person can certainly achieve victory.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
See?
So what happens in that case? What about a case where there's 3 incidents instead of 2? Or 4 incidents overlap one another?
Silence!
Shut up! It's okay. I'll make extra sure something like that never happens.
Hey,
Meaning 2 killers can't exist at the same time. So it's safe to say that applies to this case too, right?
Wow. I don't like this.
Alright, fine, that's right. There's always one killer at any given time. Even if they had an accomplice, I'd have to figure out who the mastermind is. Or I'd have you.
This is kind of impressive.
And I ended up giving you a huge hint. She made me say it. Gamer brains are not to be underestimated. I should just shut up and go back to my cave. I see. So there's no possibility for 2 killers to exist at the same time. So there goes my theory. Unless we're only really counting the, well, I guess, yeah, there's only 1 killer. Yeah. With this, I guess that narrows things down a little.
yep.
That makes things a little easier.
Fine.
Plus, if the same killer can kill a maximum of 2 people,
Taste your powerlessness!
it means a 3rd victim would be impossible. Imitation murder breakthrough. You guys keep saying that and it sounds strange to me. What do you guys mean by imitation? You think Gundam is woo? You guys keep saying that and it sounds strange to me. What do you guys mean by imitation? Could it be you haven't seen it? Seen it? Seriously? Seen what?
So...
Like I said, that movie.
Oh my!
When we first explored this island, you think Gundam is one of your favorite characters because of his hamsters? His 4 dark devas of destruction. When we first explored this island, Monokuma was passing out imitation tickets. Then the imitation is...
Good instinct.
Of course, it's an imitation of that movie.
Well,
Well, based on the murders this time, if it closer resembles that movie as if it were copying it. As if they copied the movie. I see. Nagito mentioned something about that. It can't be helped. I guess I'll rely on my gut feelings. Gut feelings? You should come by later too. I'll go there first and wait for you. Where exactly are you talking about? Well, obviously the movie theater. I see, so you haven't seen it. Still, it's not too late, I think. It's probably a good idea if we watch that movie before the class trial starts. Looks like I need to do that. But we decided to pay $1.5 million just for not seeing it. And I should get going too. There are other places I want to investigate. Where do you intend to go next, Chiaki? Probably the hospital for sure. The first victim of Buki was there. I don't know what was going on at the hospital in the first place.
You are right.
Thanks to that despair disease, we cannot go there for some time. He's right. It might be good for me to investigate the hospital too. There might be some clues related to Ibuki's death. For clues related to Hyoko's death, I should try going over to the motel. There's still a lot of things I can do before the class trial. I'll definitely give it all until the end. So, Kane, what are you doing? Just a little bit more time and I'll be back to my old self. This ain't like me at all. Alright, time to bail. Let's go. Let's go to the not the hotel. The hospital first. Chapter 6 is crazy. I'm almost certain the last 1 or 2 chapters are going to be insane. I mean, the last 2 chapters of Danganronpa 1 were amazing. I feel like I haven't been here in a while, even though it's only really been a few days. And I expect the same from this game. Hey, you prepared that surveillance camera unit, right?
Hey!
Yeah, so? I didn't make any weird modifications or anything, so it's not like I'm suspicious or anything. Didn't you get this from that shitty-looking alley where all those machines were lined up?
Right!
Yeah, I just tweaked it a little. Then, if there are other surveillance camera units, would it be possible to transmit a signal to the hospital from those cameras too?
Man...
No, that's impossible. Originally, surveillance cameras and surveillance monitors are only used as part of the same unit. The video was filmed with the hospital camera. The video that was filmed with the hospital camera could only be viewed on the hospital monitor. The video that was filmed with the music venue camera can only be seen on the music venue monitor.
Hey!
But if I left it like that, we wouldn't be able to communicate, so I decided to swap the cameras. So that's how you guys are able to view the hospital footage from the music venue and vice versa. However, each surveillance camera unit manages its broadcast based on a specific number. So even if you bring the same model camera or monitor, you won't be able to interfere with the signal. Meaning, if another surveillance camera exists, it would be impossible to broadcast with it.
Huh?
However, I did just swap the cameras. Modified them and increased their wireless range. If I hadn't done that, we wouldn't have been able to use it. You're right. I did work on that. Good job. There's a paper on the bulletin board. Apparently it's a hospital notice. Hospital cautions. Eating and drinking is forbidden within the hospital building. Patients do not need to be accompanied. Overnight stays by non-patients are expressly forbidden. Apparently only one person can accompany the infected thanks to Monokuma's selfish rule. I should investigate the lobby first. I mean, okay. There's a surveillance camera unit on top of the reception desk. As long as the music venue's surveillance camera unit is destroyed, it's impossible to broadcast with this.
Hajime.
Hajime, there's something I wanted to ask you. You first discovered Ibuki's body at the music venue, right? Why did you go to the music venue? You had a reason for that, right? Did you see something with this camera?
That's right!
Oh, I also wanted to ask you that. It'd be different if the surveillance camera unit could record, but it's only good for household functions. Okay. Got it.
Hey.
Tell me, Hajime. Yeah, that's exactly it. I saw a strange video in that surveillance camera unit. It showed the music venue stage. There was a black curtain hanging like there is now. The whole display was pretty dark because they were just using a candlelight. There was rope hanging from the ceiling, and beneath that, there was a stepladder on the floor. And right away, a person wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head appeared. I didn't know who it was because their face was covered, but now I know there must have been Ibuki. She walked straight to the stepladder without any hesitation. She climbed that stepladder of her own free will, and then she grabbed the rope, and that's all I saw. The candlelight must have been snuffed out or something, because the screen went all dark all of a sudden, and it wasn't displaying anything anymore.
Man.
Well, if the candlelight goes out, obviously nothing will show up. Modern surveillance cameras have infrared function, so things can still show up even in the dark. The one I got from the Machine Alley was a really old model. Hold on.
Well?
At the time, you said you didn't know the person wearing the hemp bag was Ibuki, right? Yeah? You didn't know it was her, but you saw she was trying to hang herself. So you rushed over to the music venue to try to stop her. But I didn't make it in time.
Hey.
Still, she climbed the stepladder on her own. Does that mean she committed suicide? Wouldn't that mean she's her own killer? How'd I think of the plot twist in Danganronpa 1, where Celeste's name was revealed and everybody thought it was Spiky Hair Boy? I thought it was pretty interesting and definitely went upon the whole thing of how everybody basically dug into her saying Celestia Ludenberg is definitely not your actual name. Also, I liked how she completely broke her own character. That was fun. Where she just got really fucking mad. Ibuki committed suicide? What do you think, Chiaki? There's no doubt Ibuki climbed the stepladder on her own, right? Yeah, there's no doubt. If so...
You.
Hey, don't think for so long. If you don't know, just be honest about it. Well, of course she doesn't. There's no way we'd be able to figure it out that easily. Yeah, we need to investigate the conference room on the second floor. I'm heading over there. What the heck? She ran away all of a sudden. Said the conference room, but why does she mention the conference room all of a sudden? Also, I might be overthinking, but did she seem a little upset? The surveillance monitor video has been added. I was thinking that it could have been in the hospital, but it doesn't match up with the bodies. Oh hey, what are you doing here?
Now then.
Oh, I'm finally getting back to my normal self.
All right!
Hajime, help me out with my recovery. You can touch my boobs if you win. No, thanks. She was bearable when she was quiet. It'd be so much better if she was still feeling the after effects. She'd beat me up if I said that out loud. Anyway, why are you here?
Hey!
Well, I've never been sick or hurt before, so I had no idea, but... hospital gowns are pretty comfy. I was thinking I might as well keep wearing one. Don't tell me you plan to wear hospital gowns from now on. That's the idea, but it looks like they're out of stock. It looked like there was one gown for each patient's room, so I thought there'd be more in the empty rooms. There weren't any gowns?
Yo!
Yep, that's right. Ibuki died wearing one, so the only one left is the one Nagito is wearing. If I have no choice, then I should just use Nagito's. It's a unisex size, so I'll probably be able to fit in it. Hold on, what happened to the gown you were wearing?
Huh?
Are you saying I should wear the one I already wore? That's gross. Wearing clothes someone else is wearing is even grosser.
Like...
No time to dilly-dally. I totally left Nikon back at the music venue. Crap, I gotta go back soon. Well, it's okay since I already investigated the music venue, but leaving her on guard duty was a bad idea. But that means there should be 4 hospital gowns. Which means there is a missing hospital gown. Which means, very likely, in the conference room, somebody staged that murder. Actually, now that I think about it, what's this? It's pitch black. I can't see anything. Where's the switch?
Hey.
Don't turn it on. Huh? Chiaki, are you there?
'Cause...
If you turn on the light, it's gonna be fully exposed. It'd be embarrassing. What's fully exposed?
Hey!
Yeah, Hajime? If you poke out your eyes, you can turn out the light. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna poke them out? I'm not gonna poke out my eyes.
Aww...
Bummer. Troll fail. No sooner did she finish saying that, I heard the dry sound of curtains being drawn. There was a flash of intense light, and it stung my eyes a little. Sorry, Jane. Playing For Honor, making food. No big deal. Don't worry about it. You can talk whenever you feel like. I squinted my eyes until they started adjusting to the light. So she was trying to make a joke. But yeah. And I saw Chiaki had finished opening the curtain that was covering the window.
Hey.
Were you surprised? Surprised? I don't get it.
Well,
I got it. Got what?
see?
The curtains in this conference room are designed to completely block out light. Why'd Chiaki have to joke you want to see Chiaki titties? Then just look at the bikini scene again. There's a projector in here, so they were probably careful about light shining through.
See?
See? A black curtain that blocks light and is also long enough to reach the floor. It's perfect. A black light blocking curtain. So that's why it was so dark. So is something wrong with it? I'm still in the middle of investigating, so it's a secret. Yep, she's upset. But still, what was all that about? A bit about being embarrassing if I look and troll fail.
Nope.
I just wanted to mess with you. Yep, she's definitely upset. Why is she acting so childish? I guess I'm done investigating the hospital. I should move to a different place. Okay. Really? It's a really big window. The room looks more spacious thanks to that. Better. This camera gets weird when it's fully extended and it like shakes in my ear. I hate it. Projector. It's a projector. Well, it's not strange for it to be in a conference room after all. This probably isn't a clue. I should look somewhere else. Okay, let's head out. You don't need to bother with this. Surprise, that's all this in the hospital? This isn't a room for patients. It looks more like a room for on-call. Looks more like an on-call room for hospital staff. But all this cluttered medical equipment makes it look like a storage room. If this is the only on-call room, working at a hospital must be tough. So if a room like this exists, there used to be people here, right? Seriously, what the heck is going on with this island? Medical equipment and nursing tools. There's a lot of other medical stuff here too. This room looks like it's used to store equipment. There's nothing in particular that catches my eye. Sorry for the AFK again, your friend called mine to play Epics. Like I said, you could talk on your time, do whatever you want, do whatever you want otherwise. There's a bed. It resembles the ones in the patient rooms, but these are probably for breaks. Now's not the time to rest. I should go back to investigating. You shall be active now? Okay. It's gotta back up and rotate slowly. We leveled up. Need to find more food? Same. That's why I have half a protein bar lying like on my desk over there. Yeah. Found pizza rolls? Awesome. Yeah, there's the Wizard of Monami. Well, let's talk to Nagito last. We'll go to the motel first. We can leave Nagito on his own until the end of the investigation. So whose room is whose? I just remembered, I never went inside any of the rooms in the motel. Plus, I don't even know where Hyoko's room is. It might be faster just to ask someone.
So you have appeared.
You're here, right? Come on out. Huh? Are you talking to me? I can see you. Did you really think you could hide your presence like that? I wasn't trying to hide in the first place. Hey, which room is Hyoko staying in?
Listen well.
Open the door to the center room. However, are you prepared? Make sure you pray to whatever god you hold dear, and you might want to bring an extra pair of underwear. Pick a god and pray. I wonder, how does this guy talk to his parents and teachers?
Damn right.
Hey, Hajime, can you explain it to me again? What happened when you first discovered Ibuki's body? It was the same as when I found it with you guys. Ibuki's body was hanging from the baton lighting. However, there was no body discovery announcement made. That's why I went to get you guys. I met up with Chiaki at this motel, and when we were about to go back to the music venue,
Get it?
he met up with Mikan and me. And when we went back to the music venue, the entrance door wouldn't open for some reason.
I see.
So we had no choice but to break down the door and discovered Hyoko's body and Hyoko's body was suddenly there too. Yeah, that's what happened.
Hey,
This is the most important part. When you arrived at the motel, who else saw you besides Chiaki? As I recall, I'm gonna have pizza rolls with popcorn. I like both of those things. You didn't hear me? Body was found. Body? Could it be? Do you intend to spread lies like Nagito in order to confuse us all? Besides Chiaki, I also saw Gundam and Monome.
I see.
So Kazuichi and Sonia didn't appear, huh? Do you think those two are suspicious?
Like,
Well, Hyoko was killed. Between the time you saw Buki's body and when we broke down the door, right? So obviously those two are the most suspicious since they weren't with us. That might be it, but while we're at it, let me tell you my alibi too. When the morning announcement woke me up, I went straight to the hospital. I saw Mikan panicking from the hospital and asked her what was going on. She said Ibuki disappeared. What happened to the broadcast? What? Let's see. So right now... Yeah, OBS has died, but at least it's still recording, so right onto YouTube it goes. I saw Mika unpacking in front of the hospital. I asked her what was going on, and she said Ibuki disappeared. So you guys split up and looked for Ibuki, huh?
well, yeah.
While we were circling the island, we came to the motel and saw you guys there. Did you see anyone else while you circled the island?
Well,
No, we went to the movie theater in that street full of machines to look for Ibuki, but we didn't see anyone. Are you implying I don't have an alibi because I didn't run into anyone? It's unreasonable for you to doubt me. The time Mikan and I were on our own looking for Ibuki wasn't very long. In that short time, there's no way I could have killed Hyoko and wrapped her around the pillar with duct tape. It's true. I feel like there wasn't enough time to do that after I left the music venue. But the fact is, Hyoko was killed and we did discover her body.
huh?
What, do you still doubt me?
Jeez.
Well, I'm used to it. It's true I've done things that I deserve to be doubted for. So don't worry, even if you doubt me, I don't plan on dismembering you and encasing you in concrete. I'd want to know in advance what I'd have to do to end up like that. Sleeping with the fishies. Clatter, clatter, clatter. Looks like it's locked, but the key was inside her kimono. Maybe if I use this... It opened. Just as I thought. This key was Hyoko's room key. Alright, I should go inside. So Hyoko was staying here. She only stayed here a few nights, so it doesn't really feel like a room, but... I feel a little conflicted. One second. There we go. Oh, hey, Sonia.
Oh my!
I'm giving you memories I forgot about this game. Huh? Did the door open? Gotta love that. Good old nostalgia. Yeah, Hyoko put the key in her kimono, so I used that to open it. I see. What, did something happen? No, it's just... I'm starting to believe it might be my fault. Her fault? What does she mean? I don't see it. No, no, there we go. Hidden Monokuma. Right there. Got it.
No.
Yes. There's a mirror, but it's so small and rusty. There's no way anyone can use this. Bed. This bed isn't messed up. It looks like she was abducted in her sleep. Mexican Monokuma taking a shit. Yeah, it's that Mexican food. It really messes you up. This is a surveillance camera. Beyond that, Monokuma knows whoever's controlling Monokuma. Every time Monokuma shows up on these screens, I get a chill that makes my heart leap. Yep. Alright, Sonia? The moment Yoko came to this hotel, she completely shut herself in this room. She was afraid of the despair disease, so she was cautious of you guys too, right?
However,
Her fear of the disease was not the only reason she locked herself in a room. She had another reason. Besides that disease, what other reason would make her lock herself in a room?
perhaps,
Her kimono. Her kimono?
um,
Yeah. Yesterday I went to go talk to her. If she had been in her room sometime, I told her it might be good for her to go outside for a bit. She kept the door to her room locked, but by coincidence it was not locked at that time. And then I saw it. She can't tie it right? Yoko's crying and struggling with her kimono sash. Got a pizza rolls are undercooked. Gotta throw them back in the toaster oven or microwave or whatever else you want to use. Did not want to smell bad, so she took a shower, but then she could not tie her sash anymore. Mayu's no longer with us, so I believe she was having trouble with it. That's why I was tied from the front, right? She didn't leave her room because she couldn't tie her kimono, huh?
you are right.
The others might have thought it was just a silly sash, but it must have been a serious issue for her. Yoko told me that she learned how to tie her sash from Mahiru. The Mahiru kindly taught her the basics. That's why she was able to tie her sash on her own. Or wanted to.
Perhaps.
She probably cannot forgive herself for not being able to do it, especially since Mahiru taught her. I could not really understand her feelings, which is why I said what I did. What did you say?
Hyoko, by chance, are you having trouble wearing your kimono?
Stupid! What are you saying? Of course I can do it! Because Mahiru taught me. That's why I can do it on my own.
How is Hyoko even a high school student? Because she is very petite, just like Fuyuhiko.
If that is the case, how about you do it someplace where there is a mirror?
Also, when people are really good at something, if they don't have the right teaching, they could sometimes become really, really spoiled. Like her.
Do you remember the full-length mirror in the storage room at the music venue? If you do it while standing in front of a large mirror, I am confident you will be successful. Also, shutting yourself in your room like this may be bad for your health.
Tell that to the people in quarantine. Hehe. You realizing you just wanted to see high schooler titties. Okay, good job. And that was when she kicked me out.
It cannot be!
Could it be Hyoko remembered that? Are you saying she went to the music venue to wear a kimono? I can see that happening. Hyoko locked her room and made sure she put the room key inside her kimono. I can't imagine that she was abducted by someone. If so, that's weird. Whoops. I held on to the A button. Hey, did you tell anyone about that before the incident? Or was someone listening in on your conversation? I never told this to anyone, and I do not believe anyone was listening in on our conversation. Nobody knew? If that's the case, how did the killer know Hyoko was going to the music venue? Could have been an accident, right? Something's wrong. God damn it, we have to remember what each of these accounts are. Again, I don't see anything else that looks suspicious. There's no sign that someone made a mess of her room, and I don't think she was forcibly abducted. I feel like I couldn't really find any important clue. Oh well. Well, we got some important clue, right? Alright, let's head to the electronics area. Just 1 second. Just 1 second. Hopefully that antihistamine will make my nose itch less. Pretty sure I have a description of what the account was with the truth bullets. Yes, but the problem is when the trial starts and you can't look at those. Because I think it was the first trial where you have the list of every single person's account, and those are all like 5 or at least 4 of your truth bullets. And I got ridiculously confused at whose account was what exactly. Apparently all the machines here are used for things like wiretapping or secret videos. The surveillance camera unit used in this incident was the one Kazuichi obtained here and modified. But it looks like a surveillance camera unit that's the same model is no longer available here. You can write down all descriptions. That's a waste of time. There's a lot of CRT TVs lined up here. Hopefully I'll like, when I go through my truth bullets before the investigation, hopefully I'll remember. There's a lot of CRT TVs lined up here. They all look really old. Looks like they're not designed for terrestrial digital broadcasting. Not that it matters, it looks like a TV signal isn't going to reach here anyway. There's nothing here that might be a clue. There's this laptop thing. You insist of doing it though? Alright. Various desktop and laptop computers are arranged in a disorderly manner like a pile of oversized trash. They all look like they can still be used, but it looks like they're not connected to the internet. I should forget about that Osami X file for now. I need to focus on the investigation. Microwave? There's a lot of electronic appliances in this mess, including home appliances and acoustic equipment. Anything that might be a good clue? Nope, nothing. Fuck this. He'll go on the wiki, or you could show it on screen so you can write it down. I'm gonna go through this so it takes less time. So, yeah. Yeah, I guess you can go to the wiki then. This microwave has nothing to do with the incident. Cell phone? So this is the cell phone corner. Looks like you don't get reception even with all this variety. They might as well be paperweights. Well, I can't really imagine that these pertain to the incident. So this whole area is useless. Got it. Alright, to the movie theater. Let's go see what Nagito's doing. Hi.
Hello there.
General Kenobi. Hajime, I knew you'd come here. That means you noticed it too, right? In the case this time is an imitation case, which the killer used that movie as. I can't read. The case this time is an imitation case, in which the killer used that movie as their theme. I wouldn't know. I haven't watched that movie yet.
I see.
Then you should really watch this movie first.
Hey!
Manager, the customer's here.
Did you call
Yes?
me? What?
Huh? Hajime is a customer. Do you have a problem with that?
What are you gonna do?
And you said you didn't watch it, but I knew you wanted to see it all along. If that's what Tsundere Hajime looks like, then you're really a tough guy. You're so devoted to being Tsundere, you even bought the Monokuma sticker for $1.5 million.
Huh?
You paid $1.5 million for a sticker? It's nothing.
Listen up!
In exchange for not watching the movie, Hajime paid $1.5 million for the Monokuma sticker. Come on, since we're talking about it anyway, why don't you show it to Nagito? Stop it. My resistance was in vain, and Monokuma reached into my pocket and took the sticker. See? It's this one. I'm sorry I was born stupid.
That's...
Bought this for $1.5 million? But in the end, he's still gonna watch the movie. Who cares about that anymore? Just hurry up and give me an invitation ticket.
Here!
Okay, here you go. It already says so on the invitation ticket, but it's only effective today at this time. By the way, I can only give away one ticket per person. You only have one chance to watch it for free. I've already stamped today's date on the ticket, so you won't be able to cheat. Don't worry, I only plan to watch it once.
Look forward to it, okay?
Then I'll go prepare the projection reel. Please wait a bit, okay?
Hey,
Hajime, about that invitation ticket, I strongly recommend you keep that safe. Huh? Why? No reason. Just think of it as a protective charm. Movie's invitation ticket has been added to the Truth Bullet section. I guess I should just wait until Monokuma finishes his preparations.
impossible.
Hajime, I can't believe you bought that thing, and you paid $1.5 million for it too. But even you said you should have just settled it with money to get out of seeing that movie. You're right, but that means I would have had to buy that thing, you know? Just leave me alone. Yoko was distraught because her kimono was disheveled and she was unable to tie on her own, so that's Sonia's account. Yeah.
No, no, no!
Hold on, I'm still in the middle of preparing. Don't rush, don't rush.
Are you sure?
Tasty boys get hated, you know? They might even get hated by boy bears too, you know? You can hate me all you want. It's a food shop. A lot of things like popcorn sandwiches and things are arranged here. I don't think this pertains to the incident at all. That reminds me, that item should be on the top of the counter. This one looks like a tote bag made of hemp cloth, with the decal of Monami's face on it. Ah, did that catch your eyes? An all-purpose tote bag useful for a variety of common tasks, like hiding somebody's face when they're about to hang themselves. It's a limited item. Only one person can have it. If the tote bag's gone, that means...
What's this?
Whoa there! Were you interested in buying that tote bag?
Too bad.
Well, that's just too bad. It's already sold out. Who'd you sell it to?
You're so
Stupid.
stupid.
There's no way I'd fall for that. There's no way I'd say something that revealed who the killer is. So the killer bought it?
Shocking.
I remember you said that there was only one because it's a limited item, right? It's not limited to one. It's more like it's limited to one person. What's the difference?
Hey,
When you buy one bag, you get another free. It's a common practice to bait customers with bonus prizes. So there were 2 bags? For some reason, hearing you say that pisses me off. Monokuma's account has been added to the Truth Bowl section of the handbook. Got it.
well now.
Now then, I should forget that I carelessly made a slip of the tongue.
Now then.
Looks like the preparations are complete, so please enter the theater right away.
I can't wait! I can't wait!
This is exciting. Exciting! So Monokuma's account is that there are actually 2 hemp bags. Meaning my theory that somebody staged the video hanging and Ibuki getting hung in the thing. Basically, Ibuki could have been hung a long time before I actually entered that building. That's what it's basically telling me, as I'm getting these clues. I apologize for keeping you waiting. World-famous director Monokuma presents a stunning masterpiece that reduced American audiences to tears. The Wizard of Monami 2.5D will be screening shortly. From the title alone, I have a bad feeling about this. 2.5D, that sounds so half-assed.
Now then, please relax and enjoy the film.
Monokuma was born in a remote village full of old people because the death rates outpaced the birth rates. One day, Monokuma was swept up by a tornado created by a helicopter gunship during a routine military exercise.
Is it just me, or does Monokuma always say now then?
And was whisked
Maybe.
away to Monami's country. Monokuma wanted to return to his homeland so he could go back to pestering the old people for change.
How thoughtful of him.
So he began his journey to see the wizard Monami, who was rumored to grant any wish one desires. Along the way, he met a very loyal group of friends. Monokuma met a Monami scarecrow who was missing a brain. When he recommended that she commit suicide, the Monami scarecrow hanged herself and died.
What?
He also met a Monami lion who was missing her courage, so he pumped her full of arrows. He also met a Monami tin man who was missing a heart, so Monokuma sliced her into lumps of iron. After a lot of other stuff happened, Monokuma finally reached the wizard Monami,
What's
the
going on?
great and powerful. Eventually, one thing led to another, and he started beating the crap out of Monami.
Did the sprites break? I think the sprites broke. I don't think this was made for a 1440p monitor or something like that. Yep, there we go. Yep.
And in the end, he somehow usurped the kingdom from her.
Man, you would think this would basically just be an FMV, but no, it's an engine.
With this, Monokuma enslaved the old people, took their pensions, and lived the rest of his days in luxury. And he lived happily ever after. The end.
The production value was horrible. Man, movies are the best. The drama was so moving that I needed 2 boxes of tissues, 1 for each head.
So,
Now then, let's meet again at the class trial.
bye.
I'm too disgusted to even let out a sigh right now. That's all I can say to describe the situation. I want my money back, and I didn't even pay for it. How was it? Actually, I don't even have to ask. I totally expected your reaction. That was honestly the worst movie I had ever seen. Is it even okay to call that a movie? Well, but thanks to that movie, now you know, right? Yeah. Just like you said, the characters who were killed in the movie matched the victims in this case. Buki's death by hanging matched the Scarecrow's death in that movie. Not just that, but Hyoko's suspended body matches the lion's death too.
But
It would have been a complete imitation if the killer killed 3 people, but it seems that was impossible. Perhaps the killer is upset about that right now, or... The killer's main goal is just an imitation murder. They should be upset about it, but I'm not sure if that's even true. And the class trial is probably... It begins.
Hello! How's everybody doing? It's me, Monokuma! Yay! Awesome! The class trial's gonna start, you know.
Oh boy.
So, make sure you guys come to Monokuma Rock ASAP! I'll see you soon!
It's already time. So this again. I need to go to that place again. But now's not the time to be a coward. The reason Ibuki and Hyoko became victims, in order to find the truth, the only thing I can do is go. Right now, the most suspicious person, in my opinion, would be Kazuichi. For real, you didn't know the class trial started at the movie? The class trial starts after every single bit of evidence is gathered for the trial. So if I just went to the movie theater first, it would have started a different time. Because this game is consistent in that regard. Class trial always starts once you gain all the necessary truth bullets. And by necessary, I mean all of the truth bullets. Also, I haven't checked this in a while. Wow, no despair at all, huh? Does the Monumi Tamagotchi not crap itself? Monokuma Rock. Everyone who heard the announcement had gathered in front of Monokuma Rock. How much accounts do I have? What does that mean? Oh, the accounts for, like, truth bullets? We'll see when we actually start, when we get to the beginning of the trial, when I can view all the truth bullets in one go, right before the trial begins, so it's all fresh in my mind. Everyone who heard the announcement had gathered in front of Monokuma Rock. And soon enough...
Welcome!
Get the fuck out of here! Is everyone here? Do you guys want to go to the class trial?
Whoa!
Hey, jerk, hold it right there!
Monomi's
What?
such a dumb child.
Don't get in my way, you're just a dumb little sister who's short a few brain cells.
Hey!
My brain works just fine.
Hey, hey!
Monokuma, what did you do with Nekomaru? I see, so you've come to avenge him.
That's...
Avenge? That sounds like he died. Sounds like you say. Oops.
Anyway,
Nekomaru is unfortunately unavailable today. Let's just say he's absent.
bye-bye.
Now then, I gotta go first.
I won't let you.
Hold on, I won't let you escape.
Hey, hey!
Did you hear what he said?
Huh?
Don't worry about it. There's no way Nekomaru's dead. He's just trying to piss us off.
Damn it!
Of course he's not dead. There's no way. Not in a million years.
Well,
More importantly, it's best we worry about ourselves for now. If something happens here, every one of us except Nekomaru will die. Why are you so excited about that?
how about it?
Who knows? Maybe I'm just looking forward to seeing poetic justice prevail.
What do you?
What are you saying, Bean? You'll find out soon enough.
See?
Then let's go.
I'm gonna do it!
Alright, let's hurry up and get this over with. Yeah, you're right. Poetic justice? Just as I thought, this particular incident. Oops. We can continue this later, right, Hajime? What's wrong with him? He's even creepier than usual. He's holding the facts to himself. It's time I showed my serious side.
Let's make history.
Geez, how troublesome. But I suppose I can display my true power for the sake of our two fallen comrades.
This is
Hey,
bad.
what did Monokuma mean just now? Don't tell me Nekomaru's already. Don't get distracted by Monokuma. We need to focus on the class trial right now.
Ah,
I know, but
I'm gonna do it!
hey, what are you whining about? Hurry and get this over with already. And then we can greet Coach Nekomaru with open arms when he comes back.
jeez.
We already figured this, but it's best if we don't rely on Monami all that much. If she's just saying stupid things, and it'll make us even more confused. Maybe we should shut her up for good. I'm going to take a guess and say Sonia is the killer. That is my guess.
Hey,
Let's go. There's no time to waste. I know it's sad, but we need to move forward. And then we need to end this once and for all. Let's see if I'm right. Yoko, it must be my fault after all.
Well,
Then I must learn the truth behind this murder most foul. Now then, let us proceed. I haven't been helpful at all. I couldn't even figure out an estimated time of death. I'm sorry you're such a useless piece of trash. Yeah, I'm going off the assumption that because she's like stupidly interested in occult shit, she probably got inspired by the movie. And also, she's the only one that had any interaction with Yoko that we know of. We stepped into the escalator and ascended toward the gaping maw of Monokuma Rock. And that's when I suddenly noticed it. I noticed our lined up silhouettes keep getting smaller and smaller. But I can't turn back now. If I turn back, I won't be able to press forward. When everyone's inside Monokuma Rock. Shake it, shake it, shake it. The elevator began its steep descent as usual. But nobody said a word. As we stood there trying to figure out what to say to each other, the elevator descended deeper and deeper. And when it descended as far as it could go, it finally stopped. The elevator doors opened slowly, almost tantalizingly so. Light poured through from the other side, eroding the boundaries of the darkness. And I walked into that place. Ooh, interesting. My, it feels pretty toothless with all these empty seats. Well, two people got killed at the same time, and Nekomaru's not here either.
hey!
Is Nekomaru really not participating? If he's alive, you should invite him.
No, no!
Why bother? What?
Well now.
Now then, let's begin. It's the beginning of the long-awaited class trial. Please enjoy it to your heart's content. And so, the curtain to the third class trial was about to open. Ibuki Miyoda, the ultimate musician. She was really loud, but she was the mood maker of our group. When I was with her, all my pain and suffering just seemed to melt away. Yoko Saionji, the ultimate traditional dancer. Just from looking at her adorable face, you'd never know she was actually selfish and foul-mouthed. But she was trying to change herself, and she was desperately trying to come to terms with Mayuru's death. person who killed those two is among us. What is Nekomaru's portrait gonna look like? Because he's not dead, but he's not here. I definitely can't believe it. I think it's slightly darker than usual. But whatever I believe is not, believe it or not, is relevant. No, it's not. Unless I figure out the truth, I won't be able to escape from this hell. And that's why I must find out, no matter the cost. For our sake. For our friend's sake. For Ibuki and Hyoko's sake. And so the current of the third class trial is about to open. It's just kind of eerie seeing their portraits red. Yeah, it makes you remember that they're dead. This life-threatening trial, billowing with hope and despair, has begun. Alright, let's set that one new skill that we got. Cheat code. The time limit doesn't decrease even if you shoot a statement with the silencer. Effective during the non-stop debate, this cannot be combined with Infinity Unlimited Flame. So it gives you an unlimited time limit. Hot damn. Let's see if there's any other skills that I can buy that would be useful. We have 7 things, so we actually can get something decent. You didn't think to use power-ups in your playthrough? It just makes things a bit easier. I see no reason not to do it. The influence gauge recovers over time during concentration and fever time. Neutral liberation. Focus gauge decreases at a slower rate. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get that. Didn't even know you could get power-ups. Did you think that they just wanted to make the next game extra difficult or something? That doesn't make a lot of sense, but whatever. You overlooked something really important. And also you have all these skill points, but not enough skills to spend it on. Okay. Let's look at our truth bullets. We have the Monokuma file. No time of death listed, so we don't actually know who got killed first or second. But chances are, Hyoko was killed first, Ibuki was killed second. There are 2 victims this time, Ibuki Miyoda and Hyoko Saionji. Ibuki Miyoda's cause of death was crushed windpipe as a result of choking. There are no other external injuries. Hyoko Saionji's cause of death was blood loss to her throat being slit by a sharp-edged tool. It appears her death was instant. The blood on the soles. There were bloodstains on the soles of Ibuki's feet. The rope used for hanging. According to Mikan, there's no doubt that the cause of Ibuki's death was her hanging herself with this rope. The motel room key. The key to the motel that Hyoko was staying in. It was buried deep inside her kimono, so it was pretty difficult to retrieve. A scrap of thick paper that's part of the wallpaper. A thick scrap of paper that was stuck to the baton lighting. Music venue current. A black curtain at the very back of the music venue stage. It's not wide enough to reach sides of the stage. It looks like it was brought from the supermarket and not something that was originally here. A stepladder. The stepladder was found on the music venue stage, tipped on its side. On its left side, a slight bloodstain can be seen. A candle. The candle was found at the front of the music venue stage. It looks like the dim light seen in the surveillance camera video is actually light from this candle. Surveillance camera unit. A surveillance camera unit put inside the music venue for communication purposes. It's been smashed to pieces and no longer works. AC room temperature. AC temperature. The AC was cranked up to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. It was extremely hot inside the music venue because of that. Smudge on the floor. Evidence that a bloodstain was wiped off the floor of the music venue stage. Since Ibuki had no open wounds, it's believed the blood belonged to Hyoko. Semi-transparent glob. A strange glob that was stuck to where both the music venue doors touch each other. Want to find another game like Danganronpa and Phoenix Wright? I'm sure if you look hard enough, you could probably find some good ones. Mikan's account. Right up until the Monokuma announcement that morning, Mikan was with Hajime the whole time. Afterward, she went to the hospital to check on everyone and realized that Ibuki had disappeared. When she rushed out of the hospital to search for Ibuki, she apparently met up with Fuyuhiko. So, right up until the Monokuma announcement, Mikan was with Hajime. Afterward, when she went to the hospital to check up on everyone, Ibuki vanished. And when she rushed out of the hospital, she met up with Fuyuhiko. Okay. surveillance monitor video. Video that Hajime saw at the hospital shows a person dressed in a hospital gown wearing a hemp bag on their head as they willingly climbed a stepladder toward a noose. But we never saw the person actually hang themselves, it just cut to black, so we don't know if that's actually Ibuki. Fuyuhiko's account. After Fuyuhiko met with Mikan in front of the hospital, they split up to search for Ibuki. They checked the movie theater and Electric Avenue, but they didn't find anyone. Apparently Fuyuhiko and Mikan were only separated for a short time. Like, it's pretty much obvious. We know there's 2 bags. This could very well be the second floor conference room with the blackout curtain. And after doing this stunt, they just hid the evidence. Yeah, Fuyuhiko's account. It's my assumption. The only thing is, it's so complicated, it's hard to say who thought of it. Because it doesn't fall in line with Sonia being inspired, because she would just imitate it perfectly and wouldn't set up the extra thing to fool everybody. But yeah. Now that I think about it, I wonder if I could have checked the store to see if there was still a camera available. Because it's possible that there was one other camera, and they just basically used the camera and tablet as a scapegoat to make you think that they destroyed it, but in actuality it's hidden somewhere else. But anyway, after Fuyuhiko met Mikan in front of the hospital, they split up to search for Ibuki. They checked the movie theater in Electric Avenue, but they didn't find anyone. Apparently Fuyuhiko and Mikan were only separated for a short time. Sonia's account. You honestly don't remember. Nice. Kyoko was distraught because her kimono was disheveled and she was unable to tie it on her own. That's what Sonia apparently told her about the full-length mirror in the music venue storage room. Whoops. Movie invitation ticket. The invitation ticket prepared by Monokuma. 1 ticket was passed out per person, and the date it was passed out on is printed on the ticket. That part is going to be a clue because everybody has that. Or at least everybody should have that. Anyway, Monokuma account. A Monomi tote bag was sold at a movie theater. It's a limited item because only 1 person could buy it. Apparently you can get another bag for free when you purchase it. And The Wizard of Monomi, a movie that Monokuma directed. There were a total of 3 deaths in the movie. First, Monomi Scarecrow died by hanging himself. Next, Monomi Lion was pumped full of arrows. Finally, Monomi Tin Man died by getting chopped into metal pieces. I mean, honestly, they don't have to go through with a 3rd murder because the destroying of the camera pretty much falls in line with the hunks of metal pieces part. But we have all of our evidence. Trial begins.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly,
I can't say
only
it's gotta
the
be.
blackened will receive punishment.
But chances are
you pick the wrong
it's either.
person,
But from the evidence we have, it's either Sonia or Soda.
I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island.
You're just typing out all of them? Alright.
Oh well, who cares about this boring explanation? Let's get on with it already!
I don't mind starting the trial, but I don't really have a grasp of how the case played out. You know, because I was asleep the whole time.
Even if you do grasp it, you're just gonna confuse the heck out of us, aren't you?
But Nagito's not alone. I don't really get it either.
You're fine. Your head's empty anyway.
Empty head? Huh. What's wrong with that? Listen up. The emptier your head, the more dreams you can stuff inside it, you know?
Inspirational words.
Anyway, we shouldn't proceed with the trial if those 2 can't participate in the arguments. Since he's the first witness, why don't we ask Hajime to explain the incident and the sequence of events?
Then, let's start with when we split into the hospital team and motel team because of the despair disease. The hospital team consisted of Nagito, Ibuki, and Akane, who were infected, and Mikan, Fuyuhiko, and me.
The other 5 in the motel team were myself, Gundam, Kazuichi, Chiaki, and Hyoko.
Thanks for the in-depth descriptions, Temmie, for all the accounts.
Spending the night at the hospital was prohibited.
If I don't
Hajime
remember,
and I
I'll be
had
sure to
sleep
look
at
at
our
those.
cottages.
I woke up at my cottage on the day the incident happened. Mikan came by to wake me up and told me that Nagito had recovered from his symptoms. We immediately headed over to the hospital, and after we confirmed his recovery...
Hey Hajime, you missed an important detail about how she was cuddling you.
I made Mikan rest in the on-call room, since she hadn't slept all night, while I waited in the hospital lobby. And then, I saw the incoming signal light on the surveillance camera blinking before our scheduled time.
I appreciate it.
When I pressed the button to turn on the monitor, what appeared on screen was... a video of someone wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head, climbing a stepladder.
Amazing! That's such a heart-pounding story! And then what did you do, Hajime?
I tried to stop them, of course. I rushed out of the hospital and ran to where the video was being recorded, the music venue.
But was it really being recorded there is the question.
But it was too late. By the time I arrived, the person wearing the hemp bag on their head was already hanging from the ceiling. I thought I should tell the others right away, so I headed to the motel.
Why the motel?
Because it was close to the music venue, and unlike the hospital, there were more able-bodied people there. At least, that's what I thought, but the only person who came with me was Chiaki.
But I remember feeling a little relieved because not long after, we met up with Mikan and Fuyuhiko.
We were also looking for Ibuki since she disappeared from our sight.
After I rested for a bit, I started counting everyone at the hospital. And then, I noticed Ibuki was gone, so I sprinted out of the hospital.
Recently, God, Phoenix Wright Dual Destiny, Dead Tinnies. Yeah, I don't know all the Phoenix Wright titles. I just know that there's a bunch of games in the series.
Coincidentally, I ran into Fuyuhiko, so I pled with him in various ways to see if he could help me out.
Various ways?
Don't say it like that and confuse people.
After I heard from those two that Ibuki disappeared, I had a feeling she was the person wearing the hemp bag. So I immediately led them to the music venue.
But the door wouldn't open. Since we had no other option, the four of us broke down the door. And when that happened, we didn't just find Ibuki's body. We also found Hyoko's. And not just that. Her body was taped to a pillar.
That's when we heard the body discovery announcement. Not once, but twice in a row.
And so, we decided to lower the hanged body.
Monokuma just chilling in the background with the sand up.
When we removed the hemp bag...
Yeah, something you want to say,
feared,
Monokuma?
It was Ibuki.
So that's how the case played out. Thank you. I understood it very easily.
Well, it's clear what the problem with this case is. When Hajime left the music venue, who...
Wait, how do I know anything Hajime just said is true?
Huh?
Sorry, I'm only being impartial right now. And the story I just heard is clearly suspicious.
God damn it, Nagito. Of course you just
Hajime,
want to ruin everything.
If you're the only one who saw the hanging video, and the first one to discover Ibuki's body, then you could be lying as much as you want right now, right?
Lie? Why would I lie?
Obviously. So you could make us ignore what might be an inconvenient truth for you.
Do you doubt me?
If you're not lying, I would like you to prove it. Come on, try to prove it to me. Prove you're not the killer.
Just as Kazuichi said, Nagito's the kind of guy who'll just confuse us and make matters worse. Damn it, I shouldn't have explained it to Nagito. I'm in trouble now thanks to that. God damn it, Nagito.
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie, then the fact that Ibuki hung herself...
That would also be a lie.
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime's the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie means it probably is Hajime's fault.
It's what he said about the movie. Not the killer. There should be a contradiction somewhere. We need to find that and break through.
Hajime's testimonies.
If Hajime's and the fact that Ibuki
That would also.
I don't think I can. After all,
why would Hajime
Well, obviously.
did Hajime
I did not
The
see
fact
the
that the
movie.
Bodies were imitating the movie. No, that's wrong.
You shouldn't have said that.
I'm not the killer. I mean, there's no way I'd be able to imitate that movie.
Of course you're not. I already knew that.
You asshole.
Huh?
Before the incident, Hajime had never watched that movie. His invitation ticket is proof of that. Each person only received one ticket, and they're marked with a stamp that shows the date and time. Isn't that right, Monokuma?
Yes, no mistakes there.
Which means there's no way Hajime, who never saw the movie, could commit murders that imitated it.
Hey, Kana, can you punch Nagito again?
Or did anyone tell him what happens in the movie? Of course no one did, right?
Hold on a sec. You're the one who brought this up in the first place.
Nagito, what are you doing?
Well, since we're opening with your witness testimony, I thought we should solidify the foundation. It also provides a good warm-up.
Nagito, what the fuck are you
What
doing?
warm-up? This isn't a game, you know.
Don't get mad. I just think warming up is really important. Especially since this isn't a game.
What a waste of time. Well, I knew it would turn out like this anyway.
Yeah, Nagito would just ruin everything.
Now then, since we know Hajime's testimony is reliable, let us move on to the arguments.
So this means Ibuki definitely climbed the stepladder all by herself, right?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Then that seals it! Ibuki committed suicide!
If Ibuki committed suicide, then who killed Hiyoko?
A murder coincidentally occurring in the same place as a suicide ain't possible, huh?
like I said before, it's pretty clear what
Unless
the
the person
problem
who
with this
committed
case is.
suicide did the murder, but then, what was the point?
The killer murdered Hiyoko while Hajime was gone. So all we gotta do is establish who could have possibly done that.
Then let's ask Hajime. How long would you say you were away from the music venue?
I couldn't have been gone for more than 10 minutes.
So they killed Hiyoko and taped her up within 10 minutes? There's no way that's possible.
That's why the killer stalled for time by making the music venue a closed room.
What do you mean, a closed room?
The killer blocked the venue door from the inside to try and keep us from entering right away.
However, that door is the only entrance to the music venue, right? If they blocked the door from the inside, the killer would not have been able to leave either.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Which means, when we broke down the venue door, the killer was still inside.
They were?
If that's the case, the only suspicious people are those who don't have an alibi for that time. And that's you two! Sonia and Kazuichi!
Yeah, that's the assumption I went to.
Me too?
What the hell? Why's it gotta be us?
Although, not for that reason.
The others all have alibis. Chiaki, Mikan, Hajime, and I all broke down the venue door together. Gundam met up with Hajime at the motel right before that. And if Akane and Nagito were laid up in the hospital, the only person that leaves is one of you.
There's another person who doesn't have an alibi. You know, Nekomaru. Me too!
Hey, why are you talking like... Huh? You're kidding, right? You're not up to something weird, are you?
Please stop making bad jokes.
Anyway, if the killer was hiding
Yeah,
inside the
back to
venue,
more
we
important
should
stuff.
obviously doubt the people who don't have alibis.
What a wicked way of backing us into a wall. Is this his professional skill?
The girl was inside the music venue. Ryuhiko obviously thinks so, but is that really it?
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they looked like they had just rushed over.
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
The person's remark contradicts the truth. I should be able to prove that with my evidence.
The killer was still inside the music venue.
So it's a lie.
By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not
It
have
could
had
have
a
been
lock.
the glob, and the drumstick could have been
The lock
snapped
was on
and
the
left
floor
after.
in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding in waited till we gathered and suddenly appeared.
So they looked like they...
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
The killer was still inside the music by locking the door from the inside.
No, that's wrong!
The glob was like a cement. The drumstick could have been
Wait a sec.
red herring.
There's also a possibility that the door was locked from the outside.
From the outside? How?
There was a semi-transparent glob stuck to the venue door. Maybe that's what they used.
Semi-transparent glob? Like rubber, maybe?
It wasn't rubber at all. That semi-transparent was glue. That's what we discussed, right?
I see! That semi-transparent glob must have been glue.
I mean, it wasn't super strong.
Glue?
Yeah, I think so too. It had a firm, gel-like chewiness, and I could smell workshop chemicals the moment I put it in my mouth. Based on all that, I'm certain it was glue.
I didn't know glue was edible. I believe it is not something one typically eats.
That glue was only applied to the areas where both doors touched. By pouring it in the gaps of the closed door, they must have sealed the venue door from the outside.
And thanks to that, a glob of glue was left where the door was stuck. Yep, it fits perfectly. But if you just stick them together with glue, you'd be able to break down the door easily, you know?
Which we did.
That doesn't really matter. The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside.
What'd you say?
First of all, didn't that drumstick we found seem really obvious? Almost unnaturally so? It was so obvious that it makes more sense to think the killer placed it as a diversion.
Are you saying the drumstick was a trap the killer set on purpose? Then I totally fell for that fucking trap.
Apologize to Miss Sonia and me. However, you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
Still, somebody sealed the door within those minutes.
In a quarrel, both sides are to blame. That's why it's better to just have no sides at all.
Well, let me shut up.
So, during the 10 minutes Hajime left the venue, the killer murdered Hiyoko and created a closed space?
Then when you play this, he was too retarded to know, so you search it up.
And they also taped her up after killing her, right?
Even quick work has limits.
I'm surprised I got on the first try.
Oh, what unimaginable speed for a slowpoke like me.
If they couldn't have done it while Hajime was away from the venue, they must have done it earlier than that.
Earlier?
But when Hajime got to the venue, only Ibuki's body was there, right?
And when you went back with everyone else, Hiyoko's body was there too, right? But it's possible that the body was just revealed at that time, when Hiyoko was actually killed earlier.
That's what I think.
Of course, the body wasn't revealed on its own. The killer did that too.
Was it the wallpaper?
Here, I have proof.
It's the wallpaper.
That scrap of paper.
Yeah.
Is that what
So
we
they
found
wrapped
in the
Hyoko's
baton
body with
lighting
the
at
wallpaper.
music venue?
And they wiped up the blood so it wouldn't be obvious when you first discover Ibuki's body.
That's right, but just what is this scrap anyway?
That scrap that was stuck on the baton lighting the music venue. Now, I should be able to figure out what it is. It's the wallpaper, but playing the Hangman's Gambit. Yep, wallpaper. For once, we actually know what it is at the start. Whoops. Damn. Yep, that's how it works. We need an R. Give me an R, please. Thank you.
I got it!
Gotta go fast. Yeah, it's not that bad. I just mix up which buttons to press
Isn't
sometimes.
it part of the wallpaper in the storage room?
I still
In
prefer
Music
the
Venue
older
storage
Hangman's Gambit
There
because
should have
it's
been
less
black wallpaper
random.
That's the same color as that
Or it
scrap.
feels less random. More letters at once. So you can actually choose what letters to shoot and not have to wait for a single specific letter for 30 seconds.
There was also a tear
has
along
happened.
the edge of the wallpaper, wasn't there? If so,
Right. You overlay the scrap that was caught on the lighting, tear in the wallpaper. See? It fits perfectly.
I see. So the scrap that was caught on the baton lighting was originally part of the wallpaper.
So they wrapped up her
And
body
what's wrong with that?
beforehand.
Does it have something to do with Hyoko's body disappearing?
A mere nobody like me isn't important enough to answer that.
Nagito, shut the fuck up and
But
just
if you
answer
guys
it.
were exceptional enough to identify that scrap of paper, you can figure this out easily.
That scrap of paper stuck to the baton lighting was part of the wallpaper found in the storage room. Is it connected to the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body? If I trace it back from there, the answer should become clear. Alright, let's give this a try. It's logic dive, right? Yeah. I can't remember the controls. What are the controls for this again? Accelerate with A, brake, jump with Y, and we move left to right to answer questions. Fuck you. Question 1. Why did Hyoko's body suddenly appear at the crime scene? It was hidden by the wallpaper. I like the music for this, actually. Didn't really notice it last time. Question 2. What did the killer use to hide her body? The wallpaper. You think New World Order is the best music out of the soundtrack? I don't remember which one New World Order is, so... yeah, a little fuzzy on that. Yeah, tricks, yeah! What did the killer use to hide her body? They formed a wall? Nope, they used the pillar. Yeah! My logic wasn't right in that statement, but yeah, they covered the pillar. How's it going, Ectocandle?
it's all coming together.
Yeah, they just wrapped the wallpaper around it.
I got it. Hyoko's body was hidden before we found it.
But it would have taken quite a long time to tape up a hidden body.
You're about to start this trial? Don't spoil yourself, play it.
No, the body was already taped up and the killer hid it, along with the pillar using the wallpaper.
What? They hid the pillar?
Yeah,
Game's
by
better
wrapping
when
the
you experience
wallpaper
it
around
yourself,
the
right?
pillar, the killer
You've
was
already
able
played
to
the
create
game?
a slightly
you're
larger
playing
pillar.
it, okay. Yeah, a slightly larger pillar.
So when
So
I
it had
first
stickers,
discovered
I see.
Ibuki's body, Hyoko's body was already there.
Wait a minute. The little ripped piece of wallpaper is right there still.
However, because it was concealed within a slightly larger pillar, I didn't realize that at the time.
Well,
That
that's
is a very small
understandable.
detail.
I mean, it makes sense that you'd notice Ibuki's body right away.
So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper?
The baton lighting forms a perfect circle around the pillar, so using it to hang the wallpaper totally fits.
Then, the reason the wallpaper was covered in so many stickers was to make it look like that pillar.
Yeah, clever. Clever tricks.
That's how they hid Hyoko's body, and then peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the music venue.
But the killer made a mistake. They accidentally ripped off a piece of the wallpaper. And because of that, a scrap was left on the baton lighting.
The killer must have been in a hurry. Their plan took too long. Hajime could have walked in on them.
But going to the trouble of hiding the body and the pillar is very bold and risky.
But the crime itself would be much easier to pull off since they don't have much to do while Hajime's gone. They just have to peel off that wallpaper and stash it in the storage room. It's not that big of a deal.
Then, when was Hyoko actually killed?
We don't know because of that
Good
temperature.
point. And on that note, it's about time we shed some light on those imitation murders.
You mentioned imitation murder more than once.
Did they mention it more than once?
What is that?
I don't think she was around.
Are you kidding me? You haven't seen my masterpiece? The Wizard
some
of
Minecraft.
Monami
have fun,
2.5D?
See you later, Timmy.
Hey, don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission.
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats mothballs.
I don't eat mothballs. I just enjoy looking at them.
Still gonna lurk in chat, don't
I
worry.
knew it! There are so many similarities. It must have been intentional.
Ibuki's death by hanging matches the Scarecrow's death from the movie. Not just that, but Hyoko getting taped up after her death matches the lion's death.
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie, although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted.
No, that's wrong. It was
But
a
why
camera.
did the killer go to all this
That's
trouble in the
destroyed on
first
the ground.
place?
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out.
The reason the killer imitated the two victims in that movie, I should be able to explain it. To mix up the killing order.
I see!
The reason the killer imitated two of the murders from the movie was so he'd mix up the killing order.
Then,
Like, I made the
Hyoko
assumption
was
that
actually killed
like,
before Ibuki?
for a while, I made the assumption that Hyoko was killed first and then brought in there later.
A valid
I
line
didn't expect
of
the
reasoning.
wallpaper, though.
Yeah, it's valid.
Because
The
wallpaper
condition
takes a
of
bit to set
Ibuki's
up.
body suggests that as well.
Spawn next to a village. Now you loot it for all it's worth.
What do you mean? If you're going to cry and beg like that, then I guess I'll hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
I'm not even crying.
I'll let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
What a jerk!
Oh, I see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
An even bigger jerk? Impossible!
Look, Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right? That means when she was still alive, her feet were touching the floor.
What's wrong with that?
So that's
Right.
how she would have gotten
Since
blood,
Ibuki
right?
was still standing when Hyoko was killed, that would mean Hyoko was killed before Ibuki.
How right. Your words are so light as the sylph's feather. Your opponent is out of your league. It is too absurd to try to perplex me so inadequately.
You're glad to hear him die, but him screaming for Mama was sad. Yeah.
Man, he's being annoying again.
Also, why is he the only one with a unique death portrait? He has an... Oh no. Peko actually has a unique one also. It's a scabbard. And sword, it looks like. Yeah, it's a scabbard and sword.
First and foremost, you claim
Teruchu has a
feet
knife and
were
fork for
touching the
his death
floor when
portrait.
Hiyoko was killed.
EX.
How can a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you know something like that?
Because she was doing something that's only possible if her feet were on the floor.
It seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion.
You're one to talk.
You know what happened to Teru's mama? Well, despair, right? Anyway, this continues. We're just going to talk in circles. I think it's best if we clarify Ibuki's status when Hiyoko was killed. We're going to be using the slippers, I'm guessing. Yep, blood on the soles. It's the only one that really works, I think. For
When Hiyoko
the argument.
died,
We have to agree with it, right?
Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
I am telling you to present your evidence.
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on something?
Fuck you!
Were there even any footprints at the crime scene?
Maybe her
Fuck
feet
you,
were
white
on the
noise.
floor. But she was like sitting or something. So instead, there'd be a mark on her ass.
Not possible.
Weak, I say!
Hinjaku.
It doesn't even pierce my heart.
Chiaki said Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was killed, but is that really true?
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet.
I am telling you to.
Did you see her walk?
If her feet were... Was there any sign she stepped on something?
I agree with that. Just as Sonia said, Ibuki stepped on something. That something was blood. There were faint blood stains on the soles of her slippers.
That is not Ibuki's blood, right? She suffered no external injuries.
Then it's Hiyoko's blood.
Hyoko's only wound was a fatal slice on her neck. And she died almost instantly, right?
If Ibuki stepped on her blood...
It means Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was mortally wounded. Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Hiyoko was killed.
Don't underestimate the power of the evil eye!
What's the problem?
Is that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks of lamb, Hajime Hinata.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal?
Yeah.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? That's a good line. But are you sure you're sure? If I show you how serious I am, this world might be destroyed, you know.
I don't see your argument.
You're so frightened you can't even make a sound. It seems you've realized our difference in status. However, the time for conviction starts now. You better entertain me to the fullest.
All right.
You're
Smudge
saying
on
the
the
blood
floor.
on Ibuki's feet belonged to Hiyoko? Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood. You can't step on blood that was never there. Just about 1 minute. Did you see a nice nightmare?
Despite his exaggerated process, I feel like I've already seen an opening to counter. Is this a trap?
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to... Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor.
Wrong.
Allow me to cut through those words!
Too easy.
That's not it. The reason there was no blood on the floor is because the killer wiped it away afterward.
Don't say such foolish things! You don't have proof of that at all!
Yes, I do. If you
Oh,
look
yes,
closely,
I do.
There's a streak on the floor where blood was wiped away.
When the killer tried to hide Hyoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time, but... Ibuki must have already stepped in it. And the killer probably didn't even realize it.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor was so we'd mix up the order of the murders, right? Even if they're able to hide Hyoko's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open, and it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all.
Hyoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding. Actually, the bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating. So I don't think they had to go that far.
Aside from Mikon, none of us were aware of that fact, so the killer probably did not know it either.
Maybe the heater was running inside the music venue so it would screw with Mikon's autopsy?
Yeah, that was discussed, wasn't it?
That's right! I didn't know the time of death because of the heater!
The time of death wasn't mentioned in the Monokuma file just to keep concrete evidence from us.
Yup. Since we have all this evidence, there's no one else who wants to object, right? Then it's decided. Hyoko was killed before Ibuki.
It appears that it is wiser to retreat for now.
Thank you, Gundam. Be quiet now.
Fine then. But regardless of good or evil, there's no deceit in upholding one's convictions.
Can't you just shut up and back off?
Yeah.
Now then, let us resume our debate.
Wait a sec. There's something I want to run by Monokuma first.
Oh boy.
Huh? Again? Didn't something like this happen last time, too?
Hey, if the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do?
You should know. Huh? Suicide?
The same as always. You have to vote for who the killer is. Think about it. A suicide means you've killed the most important existence of all, yourself. Unfortunately, that means there's no Blacken to punish, but I guess in a pinch, I can always punish Monami.
Why me?
Nagito? What do you mean? If the victim actually committed suicide?
Well, I mean, I understand Hyoko's death, but I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered.
I'm assuming she was told
For
to hang
example,
herself.
it's possible Ibuki killed Hyoko, and then committed suicide due to a guilty conscience, right?
That's totally impossible! Then she never would have killed her to begin with!
She was afflicted by the despair disease, remember? That means anything can happen.
Yeah, this is one of my
But if
assumptions.
Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify
It would
the
be
sequence
less
of the murders,
Ibuki's
right?
killer. Ibuki was a killer, more Hyoko's
After
killer.
Hajime saw the hanged body,
Then I came up with the
the
idea
sudden
of
appearance of Hyoko's
that
body
did
soon
happen.
after means
and then somebody killed Hyoko after Hyoko made Ibuki kill herself.
the killer had to be alive at that time.
Then she was alive! When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, she was just pretending to be dead. If she waited until Hajime left, that's when she could have made her move and mess with the crime scene.
She hanged herself, remember? There's no fucking way she could have faked
We
that.
have the body as proof.
And if she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen hanging. Her body would have been defenseless in that state. If anyone touched her, that alone would have ruined her plan.
I see. So that means there's no doubt that someone killed those two. I'm glad. Now I'm free to search for the killer.
What the heck?
Is it just me or does Chiaki have a big ass neck?
There's still one more issue on my mind.
We'll have to wait to see
If
till it
Ibuki
goes
did
back to
commit
her.
suicide, just what was that video Hajime saw?
Huh?
According to that video you saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the stepladder, right? Then does that mean someone forced her to do it?
Forced? Perhaps they used hypnotism or something?
I don't know anything about that.
Don't say it all proud.
Putting that aside, it seems obvious that the killer did something.
Yeah.
So, maybe we should figure out who was able to do whatever that was.
So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi. Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear what time the crime took place.
But just to be sure, That surveillance camera doesn't have a record
Chiaki
function,
does
right?
not have a thick-ass neck.
It's a cheap-ass surveillance camera, you know? There's no way it'd have some kind of sweet recording feature.
Then the video Hajime saw was actually right?
What time did Hajime see that video?
I saw it at the hospital, right before Monokuma's morning announcement. And I saw the body at the music venue a little after Monokuma's announcement.
So Ibuki hanged herself right before Monokuma's announcement. And since we established that Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki, that means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement.
Then we just have to find the person who doesn't have an alibi during that time?
Now then, I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence!
Okay. She seems confident in this. You have a bunch of accounts. I have a feeling I'm going to destroy her own
people
thing.
like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed!
The murder supposedly happened before and during the morning announcement. The person who doesn't have an alibi for that time.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
Oh, we can actually look at the things in here. Okay. Mikan's account. Right until the morning announcement, Mikan was with Hajime the whole time. Afterward, he went to the hospital to check on everyone. Ibuki's disappeared. He left out of the hospital to search for Ibuki. Apparently met up with Fuyuhiko. Fuyuhiko does not have one.
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an...
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That doesn't work though.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi...
No, that's wrong!
Didn't have to agree with him, I just had to break Sonia's.
Hold on. Not all of us are missing an alibi. In fact, Mikan and I both have alibis.
You two have alibis?
Up until I saw that hanging video, Mikan and I were actually together for a while.
We even woke up together that morning.
You're gonna give everybody the wrong idea, Mikan.
Hey, what kind of situation is that?
I accidentally fell asleep on top of Hajime. Too much info.
Yeah, it's not like that. She just came to tell me Nagato's condition had improved.
And we went to the hospital together afterward, so we were together until right before the announcement.
I get it. You guys have alibis.
If that's the case, the killer must be someone else.
It's better if we think about it like that. The killer decided to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
Teruteru is more than a perv than Kazuichi. Oh yeah, that was half of his whole character.
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
But committing an imitation murder, is that really all it was?
Huh?
Faking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi in the process? Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the movie?
Are you saying there was another reason?
I feel really bad for confusing you guys so much, but that's how I feel. I think the killer had a completely different reason for falsifying the murder sequence.
The killer had a different reason? If that's the case, you're still in the killer's trap? Inside a trap set by one of us. If so, then Whose? What kind of trap is it? I'm guessing the class trial is suspended. Yep.
Hiya!
Hello there, Monami. The moss balls sure look tasty today.
Stop it!
Don't characterize me as someone who lives off moss balls. And here's some chance time! What's that? Now then, Monami's appeal time starts now. Huh? Appeal time? Your kind-hearted big brother is gonna give you the chance to reclaim your honor. Good luck. Show those jerks who treat you like a red-headed stepchild who's boss. That's 99% your fault. While you're whining, your time's already running out, so please make your appeal simple. About 30,000 words or so. That's too long. It'll just be a boring appeal. Come on, if your appeal's successful, there might be merchandise opportunities heading your way. Then... I'm Usami. Magical miracle girl Usami. I'm an itty-bitty girl who's sweet like milk. Jeez, and I thought a certain robot's little sister was supposed to be the best.
What a disappointment!
What are you talking about? I have no clue whatsoever. That was boring and completely pointless.
I'm Monami. Once again, I've been put in such an unreasonable situation. Seriously, he's like the king of unreasonableness. Why did it turn out like this? We were supposed to have a fun, friendly school trip, but it turned out all bloody instead. No! This definitely cannot be allowed. That's why I want you to remember this.
Remember what?
Everyone, do your very best. Don't lose to yourself. And don't forget to save frequently.
I always do. The reason the killer did an imitation murder is a reason other than falsifying the murder sequence. Bro, you found Fiam. Frick, I can't spell. What, something in Minecraft? Does something like that even exist?
Huh. It suddenly got quiet in here. Did I confuse
Found
you?
diamonds, but you don't have an iron
If
pickaxe.
so,
Nice.
I wish I could die from self-loathing.
You just gotta do the good old crafting bench underground trick that I always used when I played Minecraft to just quick build a smelter.
Man.
All the
this
materials
again.
you need are down there as long as you have some sticks and wood. Right?
If that's the case, it would have been just dandy if they had gone ahead and killed me too. If that happened, the imitation would have been perfect. So why didn't they do that?
Because of the rules.
Well, it's against the rules to kill 3 people in the first place.
That rule is too harsh. I couldn't get killed because of that.
Seriously, just shut up already! Shut up forever!
Agreed.
But I'm thinking about it again, and he's totally right. It feels incomplete.
Because they didn't kill 3 people like the movie did? That's only because of Monokuma's rule.
The camera!
It's not just that. Come on. Try to remember the content of
Didn't
the movie.
bring wood? No, that is a poor mistake. You always bring wood so you can make more torches so you can light your way back to the surface like a true adventurer. At least that's what I always did.
About the lion
Although
that got killed
I haven't
second.
played Minecraft in many years, so I don't know if the content of the game has changed.
That's the one Hyoko's body was imitating, right?
Even though we're calling it an imitation, the lion was actually pinned by arrows, right? But Hyoko's body was suspended by common household duct tape.
Maybe they just used a common substitute because it was too difficult to imitate the arrows.
Well, that's probably it, but that attitude is what makes this feel incomplete. If falsifying the murder sequence was the killer's plan from the very beginning, they should have taken steps to properly imitate it.
But if we never realized it was a half-assed imitation, their entire plan would have been completely useless.
What are you trying to say? Are you saying the imitation wasn't planned?
I'm saying, Hyoko's murder wasn't.
What?
Hyoko's murder wasn't planned?
I understand that imitation wasn't enough, but aren't you making a bunch of assumptions? It's not just the poor imitation. There are also other strange details.
Strange details? Like what?
Like, for example, why did Hiyoko go to the music venue?
Why did Hiyoko go to the music venue?
So, you're saying the truth behind Hyoko's murder is hidden?
I have no freaking clue what you're trying to say.
Yeah,
However,
I'm getting
this is
confused
getting
also.
quite interesting. My four dark devas of destruction are getting riled up.
How's that one hanging on a scarf right now? Asleep. Hiyoko went to the music venue. If that's the key to all this, I need to find that out no matter the cost. The mirror, Sonia's, whatever.
Why did Hiyoko go to the music venue?
Maybe I have to scan somebody's thing.
There's no way we'd know that!
Maybe the killer summoned her.
If that's not it, maybe she got abducted by the killer.
No, maybe. She went of her own free will.
That's what I think.
She was guided by the will of causality.
Is this too fate? He added white noise to his own statement. We need to find out why Hiyoko went to the music venue first. Her own free
Why
will.
did Hiyoko
We know that. The
go
motel
to the
room key?
music venue?
Probably the motel
There's no
room
way
key.
we'd know that!
Because of how it was placed in there.
Maybe the killer summoned her.
If that's not it, maybe she got abducted by the killer.
No. That was an
No,
assumption,
maybe.
but...
She went of her own free will.
I agree with that. It's just as Sonia said. She went to the music venue of her own free will.
So, exactly as I assumed.
If no one called for her, then why did she go?
Hiyoko locked herself in her room because she was being overly cautious of the despair disease, you know? I don't think a person like that would leave their room just because someone called for them.
There's no way she got abducted?
Hiyoko locked the room she was staying in before she went out.
If she was forcibly taken from her room, there's no way she would have had time to lock it.
The killer could have locked her door, right? Just to hide the fact Hiyoko got abducted.
Then they couldn't have hidden her room key that deep in her kimono. They would have put it somewhere more obvious. Otherwise, there's no point in messing with the crime scene if nobody finds the key. At the time, you were the one who actually took out the key, right? Then something like that.
I won't lose.
Huh?
Are you saying my gut was wrong? This could be my first and last highlight of the day. Why won't you just let me shine already?
No! That's not the issue.
Shut up! Enough with your fancy talk. I'll shut you up right now.
Okay, you can try. Sonia's
Hiyoko
account.
was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Hiyoko's room and forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak-looking. And that's why the killer targeted her.
But Hiyoko's room was locked. The key was deep inside her kimono, remember? It's more likely that Hiyoko locked the door herself.
The
8
killer
diamonds?
was the one who
Nice.
locked the door. So what if the key was in her kimono? Maybe the killer just put it there later.
Double advance.
There's no reason for the killer to put the key in Hiyoko's kimono. The killer probably didn't realize she even had the key.
Hold on. Try remembering Hiyoko's body. Her kimono was all messed up.
Oops, wrong one.
Crap!
Hold on. Try remembering Hiyoko's body. Her kimono. There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the killer.
Allow me to cut through those words! The reason Hiyoko's kimono was messed up was because she wasn't able to properly wear it.
Wear her kimono?
Yeah, it's also the reason why she decided to go out on her own.
Hyoko seemed to be really struggling with wearing her kimono. I believe that was one of the reasons she locked herself in her room. That is why I informed her. I told her that there was a full-length mirror at the music venue, and I suggested that she use it.
Then, the reason her kimono was messed up wasn't because she fought the killer.
Yeah, she went to the venue on her own just to fix her messed up kimono.
I get it. I lost. Boil me, burn me, take off my clothes, do whatever you want to me.
Huh?
Hajime, now's your chance. Make her admit defeat. Or better yet, make her do a little something something.
Kazuichi, this isn't the point of the trial. Hell no.
Then, the killer probably couldn't have assumed that Hyoko would go to the music venue.
Though that may not apply to Sonia, since she provided Hyoko with that information.
Though I knew she would go there, there is no way I could have predicted when she would arrive.
Don't go doubting Miss Sonia, you cretin. I'll put you and your hamsters 6 feet under.
Kazuichi, it seems you have quite the fashion sense. Do you want me to incinerate your clothes? Perhaps I could do that while you're wearing them.
Gundam, please stop! For his sake!
Huh? What do you mean, for my sake?
Of course. I've already overlooked no less than 10 opportunities to kill you.
Even if the killer couldn't predict it, why did Hyoko get killed in the music venue?
The only thing I can think of is, it was an unfortunate coincidence.
Coincidence?
When she went to the venue by
Oh,
herself,
more diamonds.
she was
Minecraft,
probably
boy.
just unlucky
RNG,
and walked in on
baby.
the crime scene.
She was killed so there wouldn't be any loose ends?
It probably happened when the killer was preparing to kill Ibuki. The killer most likely had already placed the hemp bag over her head, and without hesitation,
It was sex.
Killed Hyoko.
Boys.
because the killer used that coincidence for their crime, it made this case even trickier.
That's the reason they imitated the movie to falsify the murder sequence.
Which means that low-down scoundrel didn't plan on committing imitation murders at first.
Then what was the killer actually planning to do? They've been cunning this far. There's no way they'd kill Ibuki without a plan. Do you have any ideas?
Damn, we don't know the most important part.
Killer's plan from the beginning. I'm pretty sure we're very, very close.
Hey Nagito, any ideas?
Hey, how long are you gonna stay quiet?
Oh, am I allowed to speak?
I had a feeling that was what was going on.
I'm so happy I'm getting goosebumps. Everyone actually needs help from scum like me.
So what do you think?
I was thinking about it while I had my mouth shut. But now I'm finally able to come to a conclusion. Ibuki definitely didn't commit suicide.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I thought there might be a possibility that she faked her death and tampered with the crime scene. But now I remember, there was blood on Ibuki's slippers. So if she faked her death and walked around the music venue tampering with the crime scene, there'd be bloody footprints left in various places throughout the venue. So that's why I think there's no way she faked her death. There's no way Ibuki committed suicide.
You know, we already finished talking about that a while ago.
Really? That's annoying. I guess I should just awkwardly laugh about it then.
Are you freaking kidding me? There's no limit to how useless you can be.
Oh, wait a minute. If Ibuki had blood on her feet, there'd be footprints all over the place if she kept walking around.
That's strange. That's very strange.
This is strange? What's strange?
I see, it's not something we finished talking about. Those footprints, there's still an important clue left that we completely overlooked. Mrs. Nagito said, if she had blood on her feet, she would have left footprints. Then why weren't there any footprints on the... On the stepladder, probably? Yeah, it'd be the stepladder, right?
I can prove it with this! If Ibuki used the stepladder to hang herself, it's strange that there weren't any footprints on it.
Huh? There weren't?
Yeah, that stepladder was completely clean. No footprints or bloodstains at all.
Except for a small bloodstain on the side of it.
You noticed such a small detail! How amazing! This is truly the talent of a chosen ultimate!
What are you talking about? You were obviously leading us to this. That's why you brought up the suicide topic after all this time. Nagito Komeda. You're definitely someone I shouldn't underestimate.
But didn't you say you saw that video of Ibuki climbing the stepladder? Then I think there's no doubt that she really did climb it.
The video was faked and it was done in the second level of the goddamn hospital!
Unless there was something funny about that video.
I see. So there was some kind of trick arranged in that video, hmm?
But that's something only Hajime would know, since he's the only one who saw that video.
So just as I thought, it comes down to that. The mystery surrounding this incident is contained in that video. And whether or not we can reach that hidden truth, it's all up to me.
Hajime, I leave it in your hands.
As long as I leave this to you, I won't tell you to do your best, but oh well. You should get started already.
You're gonna do another logic dive?
Yeah, I'll definitely try.
There was some hidden clue in that video. I should have seen something strange as I watched it. I'm the only one who can clear that up. I'm the only one who actually saw that video. There was no blood on the stepladder, so I'm the only one who can do it. The hidden video that I saw. Based on everything we know from the debates thus far, I should be able to figure out what's strange. There's no blood on the goddamn stepladder.
Here! That's right, I remember now. There was definitely something strange about that video.
Can you explain it to us?
What's strange is that stepladder I mentioned earlier. It's true that the steps of that stepladder weren't dirty, but on one side, there was a bloodstain, right on the left side of the stepladder. However, that contradicts the video I saw at the hospital. There weren't any bloodstains on the stepladder in the video. It was completely clean.
That is truly strange. If the video showed the moment of Ibuki's death, then Hiyoko should have already been dead by that point.
Even so, the fact is the stepladder had blood on it at the actual crime scene. But the stepladder in the video was completely bloodless.
And there's no way the video was recorded in advance. If that's the case, the only thing I can think of is...
It's possible those two stepladders were completely different.
Wait, are you saying there were two stepladders?
But where would you find another stepladder? There was only one stepladder in the music venue.
Yeah, I don't know where a
One of
second
the
one would be.
stepladders was somewhere other than the music venue. What do you mean?
You're suggesting that the stepladder in the video isn't the only thing that's different. Am I right? That's amazing, Chiaki! All that gaming has given you incredible deduction skills. Is it okay to say that?
I mean, Danganronpa 1 has made me think a bit deeper about some of this shit.
What are you two talking about?
The stepladder isn't the only thing that's different, huh? Chiaki said that the stepladder was at a different place, but if that's the case, the thing that's different between that video and the actual scene of the crime is that thing where the killer did something? Hangman's Gambit? Okay, what would this one be? I don't fucking know what these words are. Well, trial and error then. F. It's not L. Phil. Probably need 2 L's. What's the question? What's the difference between the video and the actual crime scene? Filming location? Yep, definitely it. There we go.
I got it! That's right. Besides the stepladder, the filming location must have been different too.
What do you mean?
I mean, the video I saw was not filmed at the music venue. It was filmed somewhere else.
The hospital monitor's supposed to display footage captured by the music venue camera, you know?
Then, there's a possibility that the killer also tampered with the surveillance camera unit.
It always shows that they filmed the video at the music venue instead of somewhere else. What did the killer do to that surveillance camera unit? They swapped it, right? Logic dive. Yeah. Question 1. Which part of the surveillance camera did they tamper with? They tampered with both. Damn it. Okay, so they just tampered with the camera? Okay. Made it. Like, that spiral motion is like straining my eyes. Question 2. Did the killer tamper with the camera at the music venue or the hospital? It's less painful to my eyes to do that. Question 3. What did the killer do with the camera from the Took it with them, right? Because they couldn't increase the signal.
It's all coming together! That's it. The killer just brought the camera from the music venue. With it, they made me think it was a live feed from the venue, when it was actually from somewhere else.
Then only the monitor was left in the music venue?
Yes, at least when I first discovered Ibuki's body. But when Hyoko's body appeared, the killer probably put the camera back too.
That means you should have realized that from the start and made this easier on all of us.
It's another super
He
small
did
detail.
discover the body. I doubt his attention was focused on the camera.
Well, that's true, but in order to hide that the camera was missing, the killer did one more thing to the remaining monitor.
And the killer did to the remaining monitor was he destroyed it.
I see! The killer smashed the monitor to pieces, destroying it. As long as it was in pieces, you wouldn't be able to tell if the camera was actually there or not. My attention was so focused on the body that even I couldn't have noticed something like that.
So it was fixed and then it was broken, or wasn't there and then it was there?
And the moment Hajime left the music venue, the killer put back the camera they took.
Yep.
And they destroyed it and left that in pieces as well.
It's easy to say it was filmed somewhere else, but the surveillance camera's connection wasn't that strong.
Despite Kazuichi's desperate repair efforts, it seems it could not transmit from the hospital to the motel.
The fact that it was able to connect between the hospital and the music venue is amazing enough.
Which means, even if it was filmed in another place, as long as it was transmitting to the hospital, the range would be pretty limited. If that's the case, where was the video filmed to make it look like it was filmed in the music venue? The only possibility is that place inside that building. Another Hangman's Gambit. What was it called? Wasn't it like surveillance room or something? Or conference room. Yep, got it. Why are we getting so many E's? Let's see. Whoops. Accidentally destroyed that one. There we go. Now we need 2 O's. That's 1 O. Now we need that M. And done.
I got it! It's possible that it was filmed at the hospital's conference room.
Huh? A conference room?
But the hospital and the music venue look completely different.
That's exactly why the killer did something to make those two places resemble each other.
To make the conference room look like the music venue, the killer went ahead and did some work. Gotta make that clear, what that work was. They had the thing behind the stage, right? Yep, the music venue curtain that doesn't really match. That's the only one that fits.
There's no way the conference room and the music venue look the same.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
Or did they make some kind of set?
Or they might have tampered with the camera.
I still can't believe he mixed up the filming locations. Hajime, you're pretty stupid.
In order to make the hospital conference room resemble the music venue, what did the killer do? We figured that out first.
There's no way the conference and the music venue look the same.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
Or did they make some kind of set?
Yeah.
Damn it!
Okay, well,
There's no way the music venue.
Which place resembled? Did the conference room look like the music venue?
wasn't that one? Okay.
There's no way the music venue.
Which place resembled? Did the conference room look like the or did the music venue look like the?
There we go.
That must be it.
I mixed that up because wording in brain not work good.
What the killer did was make the music venue, the crime scene, look like the conference room. They did that by using the black curtain hanging at the back of the stage.
From what I remember, there used to be a really flashy curtain, but after the incident, it somehow became a plain black curtain that didn't seem to be the right size.
That's right! It's so half-assed, just like Monami.
Just like Monokuma.
Oh yeah? Well, your face looks stupid!
That curtain was hung so the music venue would look like the conference room?
In actuality, even though the curtain in the conference room
I
doesn't
already made
stand out,
another portal. I mean, I think you're still behind the world record speedrun.
it is a black light-blocking curtain that's long enough to reach the floor.
The world record speedrun's hilarious, if you've never watched it.
I see. The conference room. Indeed, the floor of that room is
You're not
the
looking to be the
same
world
color
record
as the
holder.
music venue stage. So the killer chose the conference room because they realized the floor match.
Matching floors, matching curtains. I guess it makes sense you'd mistake the two.
But that's not all. There should be
never
something
beat
else the killer
Minecraft?
did to tamper with the evidence.
I've beaten the end
Probably.
like once or twice, but that's basically it. Like, that was before the Wither was even added. Something else the killer did to make the music venue look like the conference room has gotta be that.
I can prove it with this. You're referring to the candle in the music venue, right?
Yeah.
In the video I saw, a candle was used for lighting. But if you think about it, that's pretty strange. The music venue has good lighting, so there's no reason to even use candlelight.
But wouldn't they have done it to make it feel creepier?
That might have been another reason, but the main reason was probably to tamper with evidence. The lighting in the conference room and the music venue are so different. They couldn't be used during filming. That's why the killer used a candle as film lighting instead.
So it could be consistent.
Which means... Are you saying the candle in the music venue wasn't actually used?
That candle was likely placed there just to make me think it was the same candle that was used in the video.
With candlelight, you can't see things in that much detail. Maybe they were going for that effect. With that cheap-ass camera, it won't capture much in a dark area.
As long as this all matches up, it should be no problem to say this is decided. The video I saw wasn't filmed at the music venue. It was actually filmed at the hospital conference room.
So we need to find out somebody who doesn't have an alibi during that videotaping.
If I'd found proof that evidence in the conference room was altered, we would have reached an answer sooner. But it appears the killer already covered that up, so I didn't find anything when I went there.
I had a feeling that was what it was for.
But there's no mistake. That's the only place within the connection range of the surveillance camera.
The motel would have been too far, and the interior design of the movie theater is too distinctive.
But this must be a surprising turn of events for Hajime. You never suspected that the video you saw in the hospital was being filmed in the conference room.
The incident isn't happening at the scene of a crime, it's occurring in the conference room.
feel like I've heard Bayside cops say that before, but isn't it the other way around?
If Ibuki's hanging video was filmed at the hospital's conference room, then was Ibuki killed at the conference room too?
No, that's not possible. Right after Hajime saw that video, he discovered Ibuki's body at the music venue.
That video was filmed in the conference room, but Ibuki's body was at the music venue. Which means there was a fake somewhere. The fake could have been Ibuki in the conference room.
I see! The person wearing the hint bag in that video wasn't Ibuki.
And we have evidence. There's two of them.
It was the killer pretending to be Ibuki. The killer put on a hospital gown, wore a hint bag on their head, and was only pretending to be the victim.
By that time, the real Ibuki must have already been killed.
The actual time of death must have been earlier. Probably around midnight or dawn to avoid witnesses.
If they took Ibuki from the music venue to the hospital to kill her, there's no way it happened during the day.
So that's what happened. No matter how quickly I ran, it was impossible for me to rescue Ibuki. That moment I was already in the killer's trap. And the one who set the trap for me was...
But why did the killer go to the trouble
I
of
don't know
making
yet.
a fake video just so Hajime could go to the crime scene?
The reason the killer made a fake video. There's only one possibility I can think of. And if I examine that possibility thoroughly, then naturally the killer's identity will reveal itself.
Huh?
You fiend! Are you saying you already know who the killer is?
Not exactly. That's right, I should already know. I should have already known who the killer is. The only one that comes to mind.
Crap!
That's not. There's no way this person is a killer. Okay. Okay. That's the only one that came to mind, but who would I already know?
Crap!
Okay. Next one without an alibi? I don't know. I don't think it's Fuyuhiko. I'm thinking it's either Fuyuhiko or Gundam. Let's try Gundam.
Crap!
Yep. We gotta go with brute force tactics because I have no fucking idea. Hey, Fuyuhiko, you're not the killer, right? I've been being too, you know. I never expected to be doubted at a time like this. I have down the rest of my life to prove my innocence. I'll fucking cut my guts with no mercy. Another killer, give me a knife or a katana. Bring me anything. That's not it. I was checking just in case.
Crap!
Of course not. Trial and error, baby. Trial and error. So we're skipping over Nekomaru.
You're the only one!
My brain is just, I don't know.
You're the killer, aren't you?
What are you talking about?
Like I said, aren't you the killer who murdered Ibuki and Hyoko?
Killer? Huh? I'm the killer? What is this?
Hey, don't you think that's kinda impossible? A chick like her as the killer?
Well,
She couldn't even kill a fly. In fact, the fly would probably kill her
well,
first.
if she caught the despair disease.
She's right! A clumsy slowpoke like me killing someone? That's completely out of the question!
But we're the only ones. Thanks to that video, we're the only ones who have the advantage of an alibi.
An alibi? Was that the killer's goal?
Now that you mention it, you guys brought that up earlier. Only Hajime and Mikan have an alibi.
It's just a coincidence!
But you're the only one who could have filmed that video in the hospital conference room. Is that also a coincidence?
Shouldn't you get some rest already? You should be exhausted from nursing without any sleep, right? And if you insist, I'll use the on-call room upstairs. You must be mentally exhausted, so it's better if you relax in the lobby instead.
At that time, you said you were going to the on-call room, but you actually went to the conference room. That's when you put on a hospital gown that you prepared in advance, put the bag on your head, and began filming. By doing that, you made up a video that showed Ibuki trying to hang herself at the music venue. And showed that to me. Furthermore, I saw that video at the hospital lobby. If someone wants to go to the conference room from outside, they have to pass through the lobby.
So it's impossible that someone who wasn't already in the hospital went to the conference room to film.
Not only that, the others in the hospital, Akane and I, were both delirious from the despair disease.
So that must mean...
Please, wait a second! What are you saying? I'm the killer? That's impossible! There's no way I could kill someone!
It's not literally impossible. Can't you give a better defense than that?
Just shows she can't even do that.
Hey, you sure this chick is really the killer?
Wrong! It's totally wrong! It's not what you think!
Just like Akane said, it is really hard to tie it all together. I mean,
Yeah, but we
Mikan
never really thought
is the killer?
despair disease.
I agree.
Makes it
is
hard to
truly
find out
difficult
what exactly
to believe
would happen
someone
to her.
could be killed by such a slow-witted woman.
That slow-witted remark is not necessary.
It's fine. I've been like this for a long time. In a tournament for social punching bags, I'd easily win first place with my soft reputation. Even I can't deny that. How many times do I have to tell you? It's impossible for me to kill someone. I'm serious. Very serious.
What do you say, Hajime?
Do you still believe this woman is the killer?
She was overly warm the morning that she showed up in Hajime's room.
Hey, Hajime!
Everyone's ganging up on me. Logic aside, is she really capable of doing something like this? Could it be I'm the one making a mistake? No, in fact, it'd be so much easier if I was wrong. If I have this much time to doubt someone I spent so much time with.
Can you hold on a minute?
Huh?
Well, I know I'm being intrusive and all, and I mean, I have no place to say
Did you
this.
catch a despair disease?
I missed all of the critical parts, and I doubt I have anything worth saying at an important time like this.
What are you saying?
But still, there's definitely no way I can overlook the killer this time.
Huh?
I thought it was suspicious all along, from the very beginning. Investigating with the suspect in mind creates a different result than investigating with no leads.
Hey, what are you trying to say?
Well, thanks to that, I was able to discover a truth that nobody else knows.
New evidence?
Are you serious? I've been so focused on everybody else this trial. But I guess now's a good time to say it, right?
You better not have kept quiet on purpose. This isn't a game, you know!
Actually, this is a game.
Yep.
Please don't say such controversial statements.
Well, what do you know, Nagito?
Well, it's nothing big, really. Only a small, decisive clue that points to the killer.
Dang, that's a huge deal!
A decisive clue. Does something like that really exist?
Let's take a look, shall we? Regarding the rope Ibuki was dangling from. This rope was supplied by the supermarket, right? There weren't any ropes inside the music venue.
Again with the supermarket? That place is a hotspot for criminal goods.
If they got it at the supermarket, That means it was brand new, right?
What's wrong with that?
I want you to take a close look at this rope. And keep in mind that it's brand new. Near the middle of the rope, it's frayed, as if it was rubbed strongly. But why is it like this? The loop Ibuki used to hang herself is on one end of the rope, and the part of the rope that hung from the baton lighting is on the other end.
Hey, you're taking too long. What's wrong with the rope being frayed?
It means, well, from what I can infer, I think the rope was used like this. The killer wrapped the rope around Ibuki's neck, pulled both ends at full strength, and strangled her. The center of the rope is frayed because that's the part they used to strangle Ibuki.
Hold on.
No, they just
I've
hung
been
on to
listening
the
to you for a while.
hung the,
It sounds
rope
like you knew about this
thingy.
rope clue all along. What exactly did you say to me during the investigation?
So this rope won't be much of a clue. They might as well search another place.
Not everyone cooperates at a class trial. Those who lie and conceal the truth will obviously be here too. Just like this case's killer. I was just copying them a little bit.
Huh?
More importantly, what was all that about the rope? The killer strangled Ibuki. And then?
And then, I finished speaking.
How is that a decisive clue?
Huh? You didn't notice it? I thought I made the decisive clue very clear.
Nagito's words contained a decisive clue? Is that really true?
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different.
Probably
The
the
scars
AC
they leave
temperature.
would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
The body at the crime scene was hanged, you know. Obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too. It never specified hanging or strangulation.
Whoever misunderstood is to blame!
Buki's true cause of death was strangulation. That fact is the decisive proof that will lead to the killer. Is that true?
Ibuki didn't die from hanging.
A crushed windpipe as a result of choking.
She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
The body at the crime scene was hanged, you know. Obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too. It never specified hanging or strangulation.
Crap!
I don't know.
Ibuki
Great.
didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was
Sorry,
from a
Buck,
hanging.
you're not being rude. I told you. You're
Why
fine.
would that be?
Just if you're if
Did
you're
we
playing
fall
games,
for someone's lie?
It's not a big deal.
The body at the
That's
crime
what I'm
scene
doing.
was hanged,
Why can't
you
you
know.
do that too? Right?
Obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too. It never specified hanging or strangulation.
Fuck you.
Whoever misunderstood is to blame.
I don't know. Let's prove that leave the killer was true. I want to.
Ibuki
well, I
didn't
want
die
to
from
try.
it. She was strangled.
That's basically the still hanging and strength. The scars they leave would look different too.
Well, let's
Scars.
try
But we
this. and see if
believed it. Why
works.
would that be?
Did we fall for some? The body at the crime scene was, obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too. It never specified hanging or strangulation.
Nope, not that. Maybe we have to do the rope with the hanged? I don't know.
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling, the scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hang. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
The body at the crime scene was hanged, you know.
And we could just skip past all of this. Skippity skip skip. Skip skip.
We will never give up!
Hey, it's like nothing ever happened. Weird, huh?
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the still hanging and strength. The scars they leave. Scars.
But we believed it. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
Nope, not that.
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strength. The scars they leave would. Scars.
But we believed it was from a. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
That must be it!
There we go.
So that's what happened. We've been falling for the killer's lie this whole time.
Something I want to ask you. There's no doubt Ibuki's cause of death is being hanged by this rope, right? Yeah, she had no other external injuries, so there's no doubt she died from hanging herself. I see, I see. So Ibuki died by hanging herself.
You said Ibuki hanged herself, but that was a complete lie, wasn't it, Mikan?
That is. Well.
You told us the wrong cause of death.
Cornering.
You lied, didn't you?
You should have been able to tell the difference between hanging and strangling just by looking. You, Mikan, the ultimate nurse.
Please wait! First of all, I'm not a coroner, so I don't have the medical knowledge to identify injuries like that.
You identified one where it's a small tool with 5 millimeters of diameter.
That's why it's not my fault if I made a mistake.
You were right. And you have been a great help to us so far.
But even a drunk medical student can notice the difference between a hanging and strangulation.
I'm not taking her side or anything, but being clumsy and unskilled in this area could lead to a mistake.
Yeah.
He's totally right. I'm such a clumsy mess, and I got so careless.
Mikan nursed me till I got
It just makes
better.
me think the
There's no way I'm gonna doubt her.
the despair disease would basically make her the opposite of what she is.
Don't
so
you
she
think her
would be
devotion
clumsy.
to nursing is what helped her draw Ibuki to her death?
Huh?
And if not, her symptoms were still very serious and caused her to believe what anybody told her. It wouldn't surprise me if she willingly followed Mikan because she was nursing her.
So Mikan volunteered to nurse us? Because she was planning to do this all along?
That's a little... Aren't you like the thief who suspects everyone else of being thieves?
I'm not a criminal. Mikan is. I mean, she's a killer, you know.
You've got it all wrong. Please forgive me.
I'm sorry, but there's no way I can forgive you. I just can't forgive this crime at all.
Forgiveness or not, we still have not decided if Mikan is the killer.
There hasn't been a full cornering yet.
I see. You guys are kind. Well, if that's the choice everyone makes, then the only thing I can do is back off, I guess.
I guess.
But is that really okay? Is that everyone's hope?
You're friggin' annoying! If you keep talking, I'm seriously gonna beat you up!
Do it, do it, do it.
But I'm really not the killer. There's no way I'm capable of killing someone.
2 words, despair disease.
Is that really true?
Stop it already! That's enough!
I can't stop! I don't want to do this either. Of course I don't want to do this. But I need to do this.
You doubt your friends?
That's not it. I suspect them because I want to believe them.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't think belief and doubt are necessarily opposites.
Huh?
I do doubt her, but I still want to believe her. Belief lies at the heart of that conflict. 'Cause if there's no room for doubt, then there's no reason to believe, is there?
Don't say deep stuff. I don't really get it.
If you want to believe in someone, you need to overcome doubt first. Belief without doubt is simply a lie.
Fine. Do whatever you want. I won't stop you anymore.
Huh? Is that all you can say?
What?
So in the end, you're all just a bunch of bullies, huh?
There it goes.
Justifying your actions with fancy words. Making excuses for why it's not really your fault. Everyone always treats me like that. Always. It's all her fault. She's the one with the problem. I'm done with that. You hear me? I'm done.
She snapped.
Hey,
Nice.
Mikan.
It's not fair. It's not fair. 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 Why won't you forgive me? If you did something wrong, you'd forgive yourself right away. What did I do? Why won't anybody forgive me?
Is acting like this your strategy now? Well, this is annoying. Plus, to be honest, I've run out of ideas. How can we get you to admit it? That's the issue.
If we don't have any clues, why don't we have her give us some?
Huh?
I'm the same as Hajime. I don't want to doubt any of my friends. But still, the truth is one of us murdered 2 of our friends.
The culling is a little bit weird on the rotating.
That's
but
why. We gotta stick with this until the
Yeah,
very end.
probably 1440
So we
feet.
can finally break these chains of despair.
I've been noticing that, but I didn't get a good look at it until now. Like, the textures vanish at a certain point. Weirdly. Chiaki.
Hey, Mikan. Can I ask you one last thing? If you're not the killer, then who fabricated that video Hajime watched?
Like I said, it obviously wasn't me.
Can you prove it?
Prove it? Wait. Do you have any proof that I'm the one who fabricated that video? That's right! Show me your proof!
This is very sad. Yeah, I agree.
Because you're just assuming the video was filmed at the conference room. Treating me like a killer based on an assumption. Just because I was at the hospital. That's totally crazy. I didn't do anything wrong.
Sad isn't just pathetic.
Why does everybody always Just forgive me already!
I think it's on the same level as Leon's stupid argument.
Is this broad really okay? She's emotionally unstable.
I'm not the killer! This video... I never filmed that video!
It seems she finally started arguing for us.
Huh?
But the only one who can find the hole in her argument is you, Hajime. So, I'm going to leave this to you once again.
Is this Chiaki's goal all along? He's saying everyone's fate depends on me. The only person who saw that video.
Why do you get to decide I'm the killer? Where's your proof? Please, forgive me already!
Is it time for the not bullet time battle thing? I need to make up my mind. I'm the one who has to do it. I'm the one who's going to finish this. Nope.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight?
There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type! So please forgive me already!
Hajime, pay close attention and listen well.
There's a contradiction
You're
somewhere.
the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
Don't flinch, don't hesitate, don't run away. I'm the only one who saw that video. Who else is gonna do it if I don't?
I'm not the killer!
Which one was Mikan's account? So it's not that.
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle?
Not that, obviously. Yeah, what are you talking about? What you're saying makes no sense. How much are you going to treat me like the killer? It's about time for
Damn it!
Your opinion is to absorb Chiaki's statement?
I'm not the killer!
I don't know what... I
We
don't
can't
really
think of
know,
anybody else other than you.
like,
who
what
could have
exactly
filmed
the
that-
mistake of
Do you
that
have
would
any
be.
proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was... Or could it be the hospital slippers she had?
Ibuki and Mikan...
Is that really... You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight?
There's no way you'd be able to... So please for...
Hajime, pay close attention. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
Now we could try it on various things. The killer's mistake. I don't know.
I'm not the killer!
The hemp bag is the one that has a
We can't think
problem,
of anybody
right?
else other who could have filmed that video.
We should have Monokuma's statement
Do
or
you have any
testimony as that, shouldn't we?
Is the hemp bag on her head the proof?
Nope. That's what I would think. You say there was a person wearing a hospital gown and a bag on their head in the video? I haven't made a mistake at all. Please forgive me already.
I'm not the killer!
Surrounds camera unit, AC temperature, Mikan's
We
account,
can't think of anybody else
blood on
other
the
than you
soles, rope used for hanging,
who could
motel
have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof?
So grab a thick paper, so that's kind
Is the hemp bag on her head the
None of
proof?
these really work.
Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight? There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type! So please forgive me already!
Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
I don't know which one the mistake is. That's the fucking problem.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing, or could it be the hospital slip?
Ibuki and Mikan.
Is that really? You could tell her body type under just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight?
What are we talking about there? Like, the light that was used in the video is the light from the candle. And what's wrong with that? Is there any proof that I also want to use that candle?
Damn it!
I'm not the killer!
Well, it's not clear, so you always have to look it up when it's not clear, because why waste your time, right? When it's not gonna give you an opportunity to solve it yourself.
We can't think of anybody who could have
I
filmed.
knew it was wrong with the camera angle.
Or could it be the hospital?
Ibuki
The
and
mistake
Mikan.
is the camera angle.
You could tell her body.
How
just
would you
from-
know that
just
the
from
camera
that-
angle
just
was
from
done
that-
in the
There's
statement?
no way you'd be able to. So please forgive
That's why I
me
thought it was a
already!
surveillance camera unit on there.
Hajime, pay close attention and you're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
Yeah.
I'm not the killer!
We
I
can't
was
think
right,
of anybody else other
honestly,
who could have filmed
but
that video.
I guess that bullet just
Do you have
doesn't
any
make
proof?
sense
Is
in
the
that
hemp bag
case.
on her head? Is the hospital gown? Or could it be the hospital?
Yeah.
Ibuki and Mikan.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the... Just from that video? Just from that camera angle?
I'll shoot through that contradiction.
Lisa said you were right to absorb Chiaki's
Mikan.
statement. Yeah.
You've committed a major mistake.
Mistake?
As I said before many times, I'm the only one who saw that video.
What's wrong with that?
But I never said anything about the camera angle. So how can you say anything about the camera angle as if you saw that video yourself?
Yep, there it
The only
is.
reason Mikan knew the camera angle Hajime had seen is because you're the person who actually filmed that video. Is that right?
This is your just reward. The more desperately
Yeah, I had the
you
right idea from
argue,
the beginning, I
the
just
deeper you
didn't
dig
do the
yourself into
absorb
a
thing.
hole.
Damn.
You lied, didn't you?
Are you serious? Is it true, Mikan? Did you kill Hiyoko and Ibuki?
Forgive me! Huh? 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 Huh?
I think Mikan broke.
I was wrong. Wrong. No, that's not it at all.
And you're trying to backpedal.
That's not it?
Or has me an idea with me knowing the contradiction and you knowing the truth bullet. Yeah.
I mean, it's impossible.
Impossible?
You know that hemp bag Ibuki was wearing when she died? Try remembering the tote bag instead. Ding! I totally remember now.
Are you gonna say there's only one?
What the heck's wrong with her? She's getting weirder by the minute.
That tote bag. Isn't it the same one that girl was wearing in the video?
You're already wrong.
How do
There's
you
two
know
of them.
so much about that video?
God damn it, we know this evidence. I've been hung up on this
about
evidence.
that? More importantly, did you know that bag is a limited item that was sold at the movie theater?
And there's 2 of them.
Hajime saw it too, didn't you? You remember the Usami decal on it, right?
Let me break her argument. There's already
Oopsie.
contradiction that there's only
Don't
one.
worry about it. I remember even if you don't. Ta-da! There's no mistake that that tote bag is a limited item. So don't you think it's impossible? Using one tote bag in both the conference room and the music venue at the same time? It's blatantly obvious that that's impossible. Don't you think? That's why that video isn't fabricated, and I'm not the killer. So you'll forgive me, right?
No, because you're wrong.
Taking your stubbornness this far. Such despair.
Then you're gonna forgive me? I won't stop until you forgive me!
Yep, here we go. Now we're doing the bullet time battle thing, or whatever. Long time no see. Well, not really. It's time for the 3rd Panic Talk Action, PTA. This is probably going to be my last job during a class trial. Please hear me while I taint your ears one last time. Starting from this PTA, the reload and ammo features will be added. Oh no. You'll no longer be able to make do with just the B button. Below the temple marker in the lower portion of the screen, the number of bullets are displayed. From this point on, you'll need 1 bullet to destroy 1 remark. When you're out of bullets, you won't be able to destroy the remarks no matter how much you mash the B button. You'll be able to refresh your bullets by pressing the X button to reload. Just like locking on, press the X button in time with the temple marker. The controls are the same as the B button. Match the temple marker either by pressing the X button. The number of bullets refreshes based on how well you kept up the tempo. If you get the timing wrong when you press the X button, bullets will not be refreshed, so please be careful. Also, your ammo will be completely refreshed and will not run out during fever time. If your difficulty level is set to gentle, you do not need to reload. I guess this is a pretty useless explanation, even though it was the last one. That should be all the explanations for the class trials. The rest is up to you to overcome. You should be able to find it beyond this point, what you and I both yearn for. True despair. Well then, good luck and have fun!
I'll keep explaining it until you forgive me! That bag is a limited item!
Boy, you wrong.
That's why that
You're a liar.
crime is impossible for anyone to pull off.
I don't even need to have a major argument. Just put in Monokuma's account.
Chick, has she lost it for good?
Will you forgive me? You'll forgive me, right? Isn't that right? You're obviously gonna forgive me, right?
At this rate, we're not getting anywhere. I gotta do something and end this. I gotta do something so I can make her admit it. Panic Talk Action!
You still haven't forgiven me? I'll do anything you want. Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Why only me? Please, draw on me.
Please draw on me? What?
Can you forgive me already? Forgive me! Forgive me! Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. You're done for! Forgive me! Forgive me! Why only me? There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in 2 places at the same time.
A bonus theater prize? Yeah, it's bonus theater prize.
You still haven't forgiven me! I'll do anything you want. Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Why only me? Please, draw on me. There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in 2 places at the same time.
Theater bonus prize?
Can you forgive me already? Forgive me! Forgive me! Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Can you forgive me already? There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in 2 places at the same time. There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it.
This is the end!
There we go.
Monokuma mentioned this earlier.
When you buy one bag, you get another one free. It's common practice to bait customers with bonus prizes.
Whoever bought that bag should have received another one as a bonus prize. Which means it's not impossible to use that bag in 2 separate places. So please, just stop making desperate excuses.
Why? Why can't you forgive me? Why?
It seems her desperate struggle is finally coming to an end.
Why does everybody always hate me? You should just forgive me already!
Nikon, it's already over. After I go over your crime from the beginning and show that you have no arguments left, please just admit it already. In the end, at least let me believe in you.
Time to start the closing argument. What's our stock? Okay. Alright, next. Oh, there's only 2 stocks, okay. One more.
Here's everything that happened in this case. The key to this incident is the surveillance camera video that only I saw. That's why I'm going to start with that to unravel the knots of this crime. When I went to the hospital with Mikon this morning, I noticed a specific thing in the lobby. The incoming signal light on the surveillance monitor was blinking ahead of the scheduled time. When I switched on the monitor, what appeared on screen was a person wearing a hospital gown and a bag on their head about to hang themselves right at that moment. That surveillance camera unit was designed for two-way communication with the hospital and the music venue. That's why I thought the signal originated from the music venue, so I immediately headed over there. But that was the killer's trap. In truth, that video was recorded in a different place. The killer brought the music venue camera the night before and made their preparations in advance. And then, they filmed that video in the hospital conference room. By doing so, they tried to make me think the incident was happening in real time. When in fact, the crime had already been committed by that point. The person in the footage wearing the bag was actually the killer acting as a fake. I didn't know that, so I went to the music venue and found the hanged body wearing a bag on its head. Seeing the body before me, I panicked and rushed out of there to get the rest of you guys. But that was also part of the killer's trap. After cleaning the conference room, the killer was likely watching the music venue from outside. And, as if they were switching places with me, they went inside the music venue and began working on their last trick. First, the killer peeled off the wallpaper covering one of the stage pillars, revealing Hyoko's body. When I first arrived and saw the hanged body, I didn't notice anything strange about that pillar. I didn't expect it to be slightly larger from the wallpaper, or have Hyoko's body hidden inside. Next, the killer destroyed the surveillance camera that was used in the conference room. After destroying it, they mixed it with what was left of the surveillance monitor found at the crime scene. The surveillance camera the killer used was originally brought from the music video, but when they brought it, they made sure to destroy its monitor beforehand. They wanted to hide the fact that the camera wasn't at the crime scene. In the end, the killer transformed the crime scene into a closed room. They broke one of the drumsticks from the storage room and placed it near the music venue's entrance. However, they did this to mislead us into believing that the music venue was locked from the inside. In actuality, the reason the music venue became a closed room was because of the glue.
What is that? Bomadine?
The killer sealed the door with glue and intentionally created a closed room that could be forced open. With that, the killer finished tampering with the crime scene and met up with Fuyuhiko and them. They helped us force open the music venue door, despite the fact that they personally sealed it. And they made us discover not just Ibuki's body, but Hyoko's suddenly present body as well. At the time, they pretended to be surprised,
searching it up.
but
well, I had to search up 2 of them.
inside, they were probably relieved that their plan worked out.
Last one was
Isn't
just
that
really
right,
annoying.
Mikan? This crime was orchestrated by you, wasn't it?
I do not like the press buttons for the solution. I liked choosing a truth bullet to pierce through the contradiction that they're trying to make. That is much better than the ending to this, whatever it's called. I'm just gonna call it Bold Time Debate because or Bold Time Battle because I don't fucking know what it's called in this game anymore. I will never remember what it's called.
Whoa! Now she's laughing?
It's been such a long time. This feeling, I know it well. Like the floor is collapsing, like the sky is falling down upon you. This feeling of despair!
Huh?
Mikan, what has happened to you?
Whoa there! Before that, a moment of your time.
Okay. Yeah, that's about right.
It seems your arguments have reached a conclusion, so let's proceed to our regularly scheduled voting time. Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Let's go!
Let's go. I liked Mikan. She was sane until the end. I don't know what the fuck happened. But it's also possible. Mikan's execution is kind of lewd. I'm going to assume it involves tripping and fan service. Now then, though it may be obvious at this point.
Correct!
You got it right once again! That's like 3 in a row! That's right, the true identity of the horrifying Blacken who killed the 2 girls is Mikan Sumiki! She could also be the traitor.
Damn it.
She seems to be really into despair. You gotta be shitting me. Are you saying Mikan, the one who nursed us back to health, is the one who killed them?
I won't forgive you.
Don't joke around with me, Mikan. Did you lie to us all along? Were you planning to kill them from the start while you were nursing them?
Hey!
Don't just laugh, say something. This is going nowhere.
What's going on?
This chick.
Hey!
This is nothing like Peckham. She's actually gone mental.
That's
Nothing you
obvious.
can do. She's no longer the same person. She's no longer the Mikan Sumiki we knew. Huh?
Hey,
Based on my predictions, she might have caught it too. She probably had the despair disease, which was the motive for this case.
What?
That's what I thought. Mikan too, you say? I know, because I was looking at Mikan for so long. She was taking care of me. She was the one taking care of me after all. My consciousness kept drifting, but even so, when I did catch a glimpse of her, expression was full of despair. A despair so devoid of hope that not even a single fragment of it remained. Hold on, did you say Mikan also had the despair disease? That means she was...
What?
Hajime, has something crossed your mind? Yeah, that. When it happened twice. Body's heavy. Not just heavy, it's somewhat soft and really hot. That's right. Mikan felt really hot at that time, now that I think about it. That must have been a high fever, just like what Ibuki and Akane had.
It cannot be!
And because of that disease, Mikan was...
Perhaps...
The symptoms that she surely felt must have been deserving of the name despair disease. Losing all hope and harboring despair for all hope. Because of the despair disease, she was likely overcome with despair.
See?
That's the reason why she can still laugh in such a hopeless situation.
Jeez.
Which means the Mikan standing before us is no longer the ultimate nurse. She's a completely different person now that she's infected by the despair disease.
Isn't that right?
She's a human who deserves to be called the ultimate despair. Ultimate despair? You're just glad Mikan killed her bully? Yeah, I can't say that Hiyoko did not deserve it. Ibuki didn't deserve it. That's the reason why I cannot forgive this. I mean, killing someone for the sake of despair instead of for the sake of hope.
Impossible.
There's no way I can forgive that.
Oh?
For the sake of despair? Man, that's completely wrong.
Huh?
Wrong? Wrong? What's wrong?
What I did was for the sake of my beloved.
Huh?
I'm with you, Kazuichi. Huh?
Huh?
Who are you talking about? If only they were still alive, they'd be so happy. I know. Are we talking
My
about...
beloved was the only one. That's right. The only one who never hated me. They forgave my existence.
Is it the ultimate despairs?
They forgave me and accepted me. They gave me value. They loved me. I loved them with all my heart, and they returned it in
Because
full.
it keeps using they.
This is my reciprocation.
It's the only thing that comes to mind. I understand that I've done something unforgivable. But you know, transcend all that is truly...
It's love.
What love is all about.
Hey.
I don't understand what you're saying. You don't understand? It's because you don't have anyone to love? Because you're also someone who isn't accepted by anyone? What a pity, I feel sorry for you.
Well...
Even if I say this, I'm sure nobody here would understand, but love is a wonderful thing. This feeling of freedom where you no longer care about anything. My beloved and I are the only ones within that thin veil, and I'm just looking through it. That's why as long as I'm on the inside, no matter how much they tease me, splash me with water, kick me,
how amazing!
It's like nothing matters. I could just die, that's how little it matters. Who cares about hope or despair? It's love, only love.
Could it be?
Nagito, is this really the despair disease you were talking about?
This is...
It seems that I was wrong. Not only was she affected by despair, you're half right. Is to say that this is all thanks to that disease. Because thanks to that disease, I was able to remember my beloved. Remember? Apparently that's what my symptom was. What a wonderful symptom, she got her memories back. Which means you had the remembering disease?
But...
Well, if this means she remembered something and ended up like this...
Such despair.
Are you saying you were like this from the start? You were like this before you even came to this island? Don't get so angry. Well, first of all, the reason I became like this wasn't my fault. It was all your fault, you know? Oh boy, we're gonna get those references back to the first game, huh? Because it's not like I'm entirely responsible for turning out like this. I'm the person I am today because of many human relationships. So it's everybody's fault that I turned out like this, you see? Oh no, we're just gonna skip over that event of the previous game. Even so, the current me was most strongly influenced by my beloved's existence. It was because my beloved created the me that everyone can't forgive. My beloved still forgives me and still accepts me. That is the key difference between all of you and my beloved.
Don't fuck with me!
Like I said, who the fuck are you talking about? Could you please just give us a name? If you give us a name, it'll make things way more interesting. Are you saying this is Mikan? She's the real Mikan? Mikan, please answer me. Did you really remember? You ended up like this all because you remembered? There's no way I can believe that. There's no way the person you are right now is the real Mikan. Oh, you still doubt me? And to prove I'll remember, I'll tell you all something nice. About that World Ender organization you all were worrying about.
You serious?
You know? Not know, I just remembered, that's all. I knew about it all along, how that horrifying organization known as World Ender is also the organization known as the Future Foundation. Future Foundation? Future? Post-Peak Academy? That's right, the symbol on the Ancient Ruins door. That's right. It was the Japanese word for future. Hey, just what is the Future Foundation? What are they planning? As the name suggests, that organization is the World Ender. The Future Foundation is trying to end our world. To put it simply, they're trying to claim the world for themselves.
This is bad.
What the heck? This isn't a comic book, you know. Yeah, it's a visual novel. As part of their plan to end the world, the Future Foundation brought us to this island. Isn't that right, Monomi? I knew it. Monomi, Monokuma. They're both members of that crazy organization, aren't they? Monomi and I aren't members.
I am Monokuma!
My existence is entirely my own.
Hey,
don't laugh. Hey Mikan, if you really do remember, then you already know, right? The true identity of the traitor hiding among us. Of course I know that. Let's see. The Future Foundation, Mackie, that's hiding among you all is... Oh, well, no one really cares about that, don't you think?
Of course not!
Oh, hell no! You'll find out eventually, so there's no need to be so impatient. Probably when that countdown ends. Countdown? You even know about that?
Oh?
I don't know anything. Huh? I have a feeling that's what it is, but who cares about that, you know? I'm drowning in so much love from the bottom of my heart, I don't care about anyone or anything.
That is...
Mikan, is this truly you? I won't believe it. There's no way I can believe you were like this all along. Because if that's true, then who's the person we've been spending time with up until now? The past. Past? That person, she didn't exist in the beginning. She's just my past self who lost her school memories. You guys considered that thing a friend.
Oh?
That doesn't make me happy at all. It just fills me with despair. You guys accepted my past self, but not my present self. That's... Well, that applies to you all as well. Memories of people, memories of events, whatever memory it is, losing memories are...
Do you understand?
Like losing your personal identity. Memory is the most important component in building a person, don't you think? Losing our memories makes us shadows of the past. Don't you think?
Hey.
I don't know what you're trying to say, but... in the end, it always leads back to that story. That story about our stolen school lives.
Hey!
So, it was all true all along? Our memories were taken away?
Damn it!
If it wasn't true, we wouldn't be suffering this much. Well, why don't you just take your sweet time and remember at your own pace?
Oh?
Oh, Monokuma, is it alright for you to start now?
Yes, indeed!
Punishment time? Damn it, why? Mikan, why does it have to end like this? This is too pointless. This is too much.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment!
For the ultimate nurse, Mikan Sumiki.
So it's over. It's really... Now I can go to my beloved, who always forgives me. I can finally see them.
So you're aware that they're both dead.
Please forgive me, the one who's going to die with the hope of finally seeing you.
Let's give it everything we've got!
It's punishment time!
Time!
Bam. Game over. Mikan has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. You mean she didn't walk willingly with him like Junko did at the end of the last one? Big ass needles. Bye bye ouchies. Fuck. I see, that ending shot was very lewd. It's finished. Is it really finished? The killer who killed Ibuki Miyoda and Hyoko Saionji was Mikan Sumiki. She's been executed. She apparently committed her crime because she was afflicted by the despair disease. So what? What's finished? Nobody wanted it to end this way.
Let me ask.
Who was that Mikan from earlier? Was that her true form, or is that itself a symptom of the despair disease? Damn it! Doesn't matter either way. If she ended up like that just from remembering, all along Mikan was never worth being a symbol of hope. But even if her words were influenced by the despair disease, if the disease turned her into that, if she lost herself to a simple disease, she was definitely unworthy of being a symbol of hope.
Isn't that right?
So let's just move on. Come on, let's take all this despair and change it into hope.
Please wait!
That's impossible. I mean, I thought we were friends this whole time, but even so. Like a house of cards collapsing in an instant. In the end, our friend we thought we knew and ended up showing us a completely different side of herself. And she vanished from our sight, leaving behind only our malice towards us. And now there's no way we can just move on or try to have a clear-cut attitude about these feelings. That's clearly impossible.
Damn it!
It would have been so much easier if she was the traitor too.
Wrong!
Too bad. That's not the case. Mikan was not the traitor. Damn.
Come on!
The traitor is still alive. As proof, see how fine Monami looks right now. I'm not fine at all. But if the traitor died, you wouldn't be this calm, right? I mean, you're both pawns of the Future Foundation, so you guys are like two hearts beating as one, right?
You fiend.
What does that make you, fiend? You did say you're different from Monami.
Phew!
Who cares about what I am? More important, I'm tired. The drama just kept going and going. I didn't even have time to eat my black bean right eye during the break.
Hey!
Your right eye is made of black beans?
Hey!
Wait, now's not the time to focus on that. What are you trying to say?
Hey,
You know, isn't it said that life has its ups and downs? It's fun because ups and downs come after ups. But if life was full of downs, wouldn't it get boring? So, in order to help you guys feel better, I prepared a special event. Special event? Head over to the First Islands beach. An old friend will be waiting there. Old friend?
Huh?
Could it be Nekomaru?
Hey!
Is it? It is, isn't it? Nekomaru is safe after all. Safe? How should I say this? I knew it. I knew that crazy bastard Nekomaru would come back to us in one piece. Awesome, we're starting to see the light of hope. The light of hope? I am happy Nekomaru's returning to us, but I...
So just as I thought.
3 of our friends just died, so I honestly cannot be happy. Sonia.
However...
Even so, I am still happy. If Nekomaru is safe, I am truly happy.
Fine.
If you are happy, you should honestly greet him with open arms. Perhaps those who have been taken from us would do the same if they still lived. Hey, Supreme Overlord of who gives a shit. That line doesn't suit you at all.
Silence.
I shall crush you into dust. Ibuki, Hyoko, Mikan, can you hear us? If you are unhappy, I apologize. However, please forgive me right now. I want to warmly welcome Nekomaru when he returns to us. You don't have to worry, Sonia. I'm sure your feelings will reach them.
Right?
Are reaching them. Let's go. I'll go greet Nekomaru. Let's make it grand. Let's make it grand, even for those who have died. What the heck? Do I still have the after effects of that disease? I don't get this at all. Kane.
All right!
Let's go! Yeah, you're right. It's not that easy, is it? Nekomaru's coming back. When we heard that, we were unable to contain our excitement as we jumped into the elevator.
Uh-oh.
And they just ran off without listening to what I have to say.
Unbelievable.
Jeez, they're so impatient. Didn't they learn to stick around until others have finished talking? What does that mean?
Hey!
You're plotting something again, aren't you?
No way!
I'm not plotting anything. I was just trying to properly explain everything to them, including Nekomaru's body. Did he get turned into a mech? Huh? Nekomaru's body? It's their fault for not sticking around until I finish talking. If something happens because of that, I bear no responsibility. What did you do to Nekomaru?
What's this?
What did I do? I just saved him, that's all. I mean, if I didn't do that, there's no way I could have saved someone who was that close to death. So it just couldn't be helped. Maybe he's a head in a jar like Futurama. Happy music. As soon as we exited the elevator, we started running. Hurry, to the beach on the first island!
All right!
Let's haul ass! Even though our minds were completely exhausted, strangely enough, our bodies felt light. Without stopping for anything, we kept right on running toward the beach on the first island. Where in the world is Nekomaru?
Hey!
Nekomaru, show yourself!
Listen!
We have come to pick you up. Please hurry and come out of hiding. We raised our voices. We looked around the area. We raised our voices again. We looked around the area again. So on and so forth. We kept looking for him. But
Hey!
what the hell, man? He's nowhere to be found.
Damn it!
Could it be? Did we get false information from Monokuma again? And that's when it happened. We heard a familiar voice echo throughout the beach.
What happened? Were y'all looking for me?
Could it be?
That voice! With high hopes in our hearts, we turned towards the direction of the voice. And then we saw something truly unbelievable.
Huh? What the?
Yo! I've kept you waiting. Hey, what's going on? Perhaps you don't remember my face since we haven't seen each other in a while. That's pretty sad, you know?
He's gotta reintroduce
That's
himself.
too much!
Who are you?
Huh? You too?
Huh?
What's going on? If you're messing with me, I'll stop doing it to you.
Nekomaru? Haven't you noticed it yourself?
What do you mean, noticed? Oh, you mean this body? This is nothing! The name's Nekomaru Nidai! I've been reborn in the rivers of hell!
Beep boop. And back to the countdown. What are we, 12 days? Nekomaru Beep Boop Robot Boy. 9 days left. Oh yeah, we spent a lot of time in the hospital. Chapter 3, Trapped by the Ocean said. End. And 9 students remain.
Danganronpa.
We're almost at the halfway point. Yay. Is it medicine or social skill? Achievement unlocked. Nurse's apron. Get. Well. Guess we'll continue this next time because it's getting pretty late. So you want to do the whole daily life section in one go, right? Well, thanks for sticking around, Temmie and Grape Juice, since you're apparently there to just beat Boop Robo Nekomaru. Have a good night. I'm tired.